Hello, you beautiful people. It's your boy Vin in the house.
And Sori here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bob. Yes, sir.
Really
Robert.
Decided what sort of voice I want to use.
This is our Halloween extravaganza, you beautiful people.
I feel like that I would be more quiet if I was like a vampire-tress. I don't know what you say.
A what?
You know, like a vampire, but the girl version. What would that be called?
The girl version of a vampire.
Yeah, a vampress.
A vampress? Yeah.
I said, some people walked by the car, and I like poked my head out. I was like, "Does anyone have any extra blood?" They were like startled for a minute, and then the girl was like, "I do." I was like, "Then come over here." But her clown boyfriend was preventing her.
What do you mean, preventing her?
No, I was just joking.
Yeah, they plotting on me, but they gotta do something. Tell my boy to something. We gonna shoot something.
All right.
Looking good, Vinny. Thanks, Tasco.
Every time the first thumbs down comes,
I
always like saying, "Hey, what's up, Matt?"
You bitch. That's probably Joel.
Probably.
What's up, Joel? You silly motherfucker. Fucking read. Smack shit out of you. Alright.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, I was in a song. It was in a song. It's Meek Mill.
Okay, well that makes sense then.
What do you mean?
What? I said it makes
You just
sense.
know you my man, but every time they got something to say, you come to me and then you come talk to me like some last name. Smack shit out of you. Fuck it. Hundreds. My homie, I'll say no, high rock, say no, I'm ready, however you coming. We just ran up on these dudes like 79. We talk about money, they talk about killings, we talk about body, they talk about millions. I gotta go to the bathroom as soon as I'm walking the building. You know I'm living. Walking and talking and passing the glizzy. No, look, I sister, you know I'm living. Go to your trenches like me, like one of my savages, nigga. You know I ain't sleeping, I can't be extorted. I'm bowling like Jordan, we flying with torches, we toting the papers. This fucking nigga stick. I just be laughing to the bank.
Stop, babe. I'm not supposed to laugh.
I'm dressing up as a rapper for Halloween, bitches. Hey, Vin and Sori, have you heard the new ghost song called Hunter's Moon? I just thought I'd pay you a compliment because the rest of the stream will all be about Sori. No doubt. Luis Felipe.
All right. Oh, I'm going to pull up the, I'm going to get this thumbnail up here.
Holy shit.
What happened?
What do you mean, bro? Sean. DJ AT. My guy.
Hey,
He's
what's
here.
up?
He has arrived. Excellent. Excellent. I used to love that guy in Mortal Kombat. The narrator.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I love that dude. Finish him. Okay. The time has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I have heard of the new Ghost song. Slipknot Sean, please keep us abreast of that situation, bro. I'm sure she's going to be all right, but until we get confirmation, we would like to know.
What happened?
I think we're having a hard time getting he's having a hard time getting in contact with his girlfriend.
Oh, jeez. Who was having a hard time?
Slipknot Sean.
Oh.
Our guy.
Uh-oh.
Nah, she's good. She's good, Slipknot Sean. Don't worry.
Maybe she's at a Halloween party.
What's on the playlist tonight? What's up, Paula Nieves? Paula Nieves, I actually remember that name. Delaney O'Connell. What's up, Delaney? You just got done trick-or-treating? Night. What's up, Paula Nieves? Actually, no, we got Paula Nieves. I actually remember that name.
I gotta mute this. Stop. Go away. Go away.
Absolutely, bro. I will absolutely pray for you guys for show.
Mm-hmm. We've got some typo on this lineup tonight. Really looking forward to that.
All right, guys. Because of popular demand, we're gonna jump right into this nest. Oh yeah, I'll take a look at it, Tasco. Those guys melt down all the time. The last thing I saw was Jenk saying that he was gonna beat up Joe Rogan because he's got weight on Joe Rogan.
Yes, it's embarrassing.
Ridiculous. I'm pretty sure Rogan's like a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. That means he could dispatch about 98% of the planet. I have no idea what's going on in the minds of those people, bro. Because the thing is, I don't like him necessarily, but they're extremely smart people. They're extremely intelligent. Those folks over there. So I'm so confused by their lack
Who's
of
a black belt?
self-awareness.
Is he saying
Oh,
that...
he's a black belt. Yeah. He's a black belt. I mean, a brown belt is bad enough in jiu-jitsu. I mean, a lot of these dudes, like, just for context about a black belt in UFC, there's a dude, he went on knockout. He knocked the dude out. He's a UFC guy, like one of the top guys. And his sensei came into the ring and gave him his black belt. And he was more happy about getting that black belt than about beating that guy.
Oh, wow.
And the guy had been talking shit about him in the entire run up. But a black belt in jiu-jitsu, in real jiu-jitsu, like what Joe Rogan does, is extremely hard to accomplish. I have no idea what the fuck Jenk is thinking. I don't understand it.
It looks like Jenk stopped caring about his physical whatever a while ago.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan looks like he's still working out or whatever.
Sorry, excuse my ignorance. Who are you made up as?
Me. No, I really don't know. It was just a compilation of stuff. Probably Elizabeth Bathory.
Yeah, Perk. I'm doing better today.
I have vampire things, so
I'm doing better today, I think.
some sort of vampire S.
Like I can see more than 2 feet in front of me, and the room isn't spinning, and like there aren't these constant flashes like in the previous video. So that one was a little bit challenging, but no, we're good now. Okay, guys.
Yeah, John, he does look really short. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I mean, again, if you know anything about jiu-jitsu, a lot of that shit is about leverage anyway. He would destroy Jenk. I'm fairly confident.
I don't know what Sori.
I would not have a problem with Jenk.
I don't know what Sori is dressed as, but her costume is Dead Ringer for my craziest ex-girlfriend.
You're craziest, sir.
All right. Thank you, Vicky. Oh yeah, we can. So there in the email, that's where you're gonna find his image. Yeah, that's true.
What?
I don't have to put it on PicMonkey. You can just download it from his email.
True.
And just drop it in there. Why do I keep doing that? Extra work.
True.
Thanks, Goth Mom.
Feral Demon, Sori looks amazing. Did I miss typo? Of course you did not miss typo.
No, Jay.
We would never allow that to happen. I'm just going to...
Hello from Greece. Hello. You're going to do what?
Yeah, they plotting on me, but they got to do something. Told my boy to something. We going to shoot something.
It will be in my email.
Left the homie laying on the train tracks. Better you than me. Here come that payback. There he goes. Image right there. Bang.
A Marvel character. Actually, I kind of wanted to do...
Which character is that? This is one he did on his own, right?
Had to have been.
Yeah. See, the thing is, AT, not only is he a very, very talented DJ, he is also a very, very talented artist. So you guys are going to be seeing his work there as well. What's up, NR? What's happening tonight? Well, I'm going to let you beautiful people know, like right now, what's about to happen tonight. Bitches, the first song on the track listing is...
Poor man didn't even see it coming.
What?
Nothing.
The first track is Conspiring with the Damned.
Woo!
Hey Vin, you have to hear Chaos CM. Yeah, I've heard them. There's they sound a lot like Korn, which I like sometimes and sometimes I don't. But then they also have other songs that don't sound like them at all. So it kind of like seems like they're trying to find their sound and stuff. But yeah, I fuck with them. They're a nice band. They're cool. Am I a Jedi Knight?
Thank you, little Fey Witch.
I'm dressing up as a rapper or like some ghetto dude. So like I'm hoping that that my costume passes for authenticity.
As the white people affectionately call them, thugs. He dressed up as a thug.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys. The time is now. I'm so excited for this song.
Oh, I know, me too.
Conspiring with the Damned, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
You got the timestamp?
Yes, that's what I'll call myself. The Queen of Vampires.
Excellent.
And no, what is the timestamp?
All you have to do is click on the video. You had it right there.
Yeah, I had to get the...
10:15. Okay? 10:15. Conspiring with the damned. Let's go.
Firing with the tail, go to the other side. Confused with your disease. Go around.
Wait, is that the right one? Hold on. Is that the right one?
It's the Black Dahlia Murder. That's
Yeah, Black Dahlia Murder. Want to make sure that it's... and then you got to pull up the blurb, babe. We got to do this the right way. We got to do this right.
Pull up what?
The blurb. There's a blurb.
Oh, yes. Here you go. That's for you to read, babe.
Oh, okay. Translating to the Black Dahlia Murder, Conspiring with the Damned. Translating to the end of summer, Samhain is, or Samhain, is one of the 8 Celtic festivals, 2 solstices, 2 equinoxes, 4 equidistant in between on the calendar. It bids farewell to the season of life as the year transitions into the season of the dead. It functions essentially as an early Christian New Year's observance.
Civilization.
Its opposite being a fertility celebration on May called Beltane. They say that the veil between worlds is thinned on this day, allowing for communication with the dead to be possible. This made it a time of honoring lost loved ones as well as being wary of malevolent spirits. Also, it's said that children born on Samhain, that's between sundown October 31st and sunrise November 1st. I actually have a friend. Shout out to Kev.
Ooh, okay, that's creepy.
Shout out to Kev. Happy birthday, Kev.
That they can talk to the dead.
That they can talk to the dead.
I was born 4 a.m. on the 1st and nothing yet.
Finish it.
The church later appropriated the festival day because it was easier to let the locals of formerly pagan lands keep their traditions with a new name. In this way, All Hallows Day was moved to November 1st by Pope Gregory IV. It was also legend that if the dead got enough prayers on All Hallows Eve, essentially everyone who died that's not a saint, they could get out of purgatory and go to heaven. Samhain and All Saints, Americans' favorite holiday, candid histories published. Oh, we don't need to read all that.
Okay.
Very interesting.
There you go. That is the premise of where we're going on this song, ladies and gents. Having said that, you beautiful people, here we are. This is the Black Dahlia.
So happy birthday, AT.
It's his birthday, is it?
Well, I mean, essentially, he was born at 4 a.m. on the 1st.
Okay. Okay. Talk to him, brother minister. Okay. So, having said
Neil.
that, here we go. Black Dahlia Murder is the name of the band, and Conspiring with the Damned seems to be the name of the song. Let's go.
Conspiring with the tail, go to the other side. Confused with your disease. Go around your virgin mind. We cannot comprehend. Look who dead in between. Don't moving spirits well. Where the living to your feet. It's just a game. Revealing your secrets. Identity unknown. What started out in innocence with evil that has grown. The opening of gateways of sin. The
hold that. Oh.
Oh, it's done.
Excellent.
Oh no. Okay. So this gave us some context. So maybe this person was born on Halloween.
Well, he was born on November 1st, but very close.
No, I'm saying like the subject matter of this song, because you're conspiring with the damned.
Oh, well, yes.
This guy can talk to people who's
Clearly
already passed on, so I'm
contact the other side, converse with the
deceased. He was born on that date.
Corrupt your virgin mind.
Conspiring with the damned, contact the other side, converse with the deceased, corrupt your virgin mind. We cannot comprehend a cold dead in between, the roaming spirit world where the living do not see. It's just a game. Revealing horrid secrets, identity unknown. What started out in innocence, with evil it has grown.
How nice.
The opening of gateways obscene, the ancient horror of this evening, will unfold a wretched curse of thine own family. You'll wish the dead you'd never sought to know. What's the whole thing about talking to the dead?
Next
Why do you think people do that? Why is that such a big thing for people?
To talk to the dead?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I think if you lost someone you care about.
Yeah, I mean, I love my mom. I think about her every day. I would never try to talk to her from the other side. What? That's just spooky to me. Like, they're in the world of the dead. And I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just a spooky idea to, like, call somebody up from death. You think that's, like...
No, I think it's an extremely spooky idea. But I think that if you were gone, I would know it was a bad idea. But I don't know. I just think I might be weak and want to speak to you.
What a disaster.
And if I summoned you up and you said, "What the fuck, Sori?" then I'd say, "Oh yeah, it's him. This is a bad idea. He doesn't want this."
Contact the other side, converse with the deceased. It's really interesting. He says, corrupt your virgin mind. So he's ceding the point that folks who contact the dead are...
It's a very weird feeling, these teeth.
Right?
Yeah, he's conceding that it's not a good thing. And then he said, well, I don't know if... I think what he's saying is that it becomes bad. Like, when it first starts out, there's a level of innocence to it. And then after that, like... Remember we went to that thing where they were summoning the dead? And you could see that a lot of the people that went there for that, they really just missed somebody they cared so deeply about.
Yeah.
And so it started out innocently, but then it became, I'm quite sure, altogether something else.
Yeah. Hatred fueled by searing jealousy. Decrypting the words of the deceased, of molestation, of murder and disease.
Yeah.
Hatred fueled by searing jealousy.
Jealousy of what?
Huh?
Where'd the jealousy come from?
I don't know. It looks to me like these are just I don't want to say random, but these are the things that happen to these various ghosts. It looks to me like somebody's asking them the ghosts these questions, and the ghost is responding or whatever, or summoning the ghost or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Don't look now. The walls are bleeding. Crucifixes are inverting. Candles black are sickly burning. Throughout the air are pages whirling. You'll pray to God to see you through the night. You will embrace a god. Feel threatened for your life. A twisting demon face you'll come in here before. Blah, blah, blah. A twisted demon's face you'll come before in a dream. The damned abhorrent dead find refuge in your screams.
Ugh, witness them speak.
Witness them speak. Holy smokes. So this song is really interesting because it's basically saying you shouldn't mess with that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they usually...
Right there, you'll wish the dead you'd never sought to know.
Right.
And it makes me wonder if this person tried it. Like, I've read biographies or whatever of people, well, I guess it wouldn't be a biography, people and their experiences with that and how it started out so sweetly, it seemed to them, and then it just got worse and worse and worse until all that was left was just terror and fear.
Yeah.
Control from those beings.
Yeah, I've actually seen that.
No, there's Sadie.
Mm-hmm.
There's
so
two.
Interesting. Oh, that's Sadie from... I'll tell you later. Okay, so like this almost like universally like condemns. I don't know about condemns, but basically because it's metal, so it might be a celebration of darkness. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But it is saying that if you interface with beings in that phase of existence, then
it's not going to go well for you.
It's probably not going to go well because they would be impossible to vet, right? So let's say, like, many physicists believe that there are multiple dimensions. Some of them believe there's 100 plus dimensions. So if you concede that, then you would have to then concede the idea that it is possible that what the people call spirits and things like that are just colloquial terms for interdimensional beings who have agendas just like everybody else. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. I think that it would be a terrible idea. I had a friend who had, her baby was going to be born, like the top of the baby's head was kind of not going to really be there. Mm-hmm. And they told her they could abort her baby right away. And she said, no way, I'm not doing that. No way, no way. She wasn't a religious person either. So anyway, she went through with the pregnancy, and when the baby was born... the child lived for like 7 hours, and she was really glad that she had that time with the child, although it was obviously painful to not have the child with her anymore. So her and her boyfriend told the child before the baby had died that anytime that, when a light goes on and it explodes, they said that whenever that would happen, that they would know that the baby was near with them. And a number of different things like that, like random little things that kind of happen around houses. So she said that made her feel good that, once the baby passed, that the baby was still going to kind of be there with her. So they went back to the apartment.
I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. So she said they went back to the apartment, and she said that the first light they flicked on, the light bulb exploded. And they were like, it was a little... It
exploded or just...
You know when it does that little explosion inside? Like glass didn't go shining around the room, but it just like shattered inside the bulb. Yeah, you know how now the light bulbs are where when you flick it on and if it goes out, it just kind of goes out. Yeah, remember back in the day, it would kind of go.
Yeah, that's what
it did.
That was the filament.
Yeah. So that happened, and it startled them. But then they were like, "Well, the baby's here, so it's okay." And then it happened again. It happened 3 times the day they returned, and she said that they were terrified. She said it did not have the same feeling that the baby had when the baby was in her arms. Like, this felt wrong or weird or evil or something. And so she said, we don't want it. Forget about it. A change of plans. And it actually stopped.
I mean, that's the whole point of the opening of Gateways Obscene.
Yeah. I've met people that embraced it and said, even though it was terrifying, you know what I mean?
I agree. I've seen that as well.
And it didn't go well for them, though.
I don't know how much like.
Well, I don't know people that it went well for anyway.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it or heard it go well.
I haven't
Not
never
once.
either.
I remember one time this girl told me, "Oh, the spirits can't lie." Like, where did you
You
get that
what?
from?
That right there is a lie. Where'd you
Where
hear
did
that
get
from,
The
Magic?
spirits can't lie. What the fuck?
Oh boy. Yeah,
Oh.
look at it said, the secrets of our fate the dead have seen masquerading as a friend initially.
We're really good, Sadie. We're really good. I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see you.
And that masquerading as a friend initially.
Right. Yeah, he said. I agree with you. It makes it sound like this guy had, because he's saying stuff that
fits the experiences I've heard from multiple people.
Yeah, exactly. There was this one that I heard that was the craziest one, where this girl was getting abused, and every night an angel will show up at the foot of her bed and comfort her for years. She said, and then it started getting like possessive and dark, and
They get possessive. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard multiple people say that. I always forget that.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Do what you will with that, there, listener. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, don't look now, the walls are bleeding. Crucifixes are inverting. Candles black are sickly burning. Ooh.
Oh, you didn't catch that when it was
No, I didn't.
Yeah. That was there. Are we talking
Okay,
about
one more-
seances or haunting?
I'm going to tell you one more of these creepy stories.
I think what do you think is going on in this song? I don't know. Seance means that you call him in and you're actively trying to bring the guy in, right? And then a haunting is when you're passively being acted upon by a ghost, I think.
I think
No?
I'm not sure really. I'm just saying I don't know necessarily that they were doing a seance. But I guess, I don't think that it has to be so formal to contact evil spirits. Like, I think it's much simpler than that. And that, it doesn't have to be a big drawing on the floor with candles around it and, darkness and all that. I don't think it has to go that far.
To me, it's kind of arrogant to try to contact the dead. It's like...
Really?
I mean, don't you think that they're dealing with stuff that's way, way more, like, fascinating to them than you?
Yeah, probably.
But
I think that people don't have that idea. You kind of worry, like I know when my meme died and when we put her into the ground, like that feeling of putting her into the cold ground bothered me so much that...
Why?
Because I knew what was going to happen to her body and that she was cold, and like that made me so sad.
Did you really think she was cold?
I know that she was dead and that her body didn't feel anymore, but that always tormented me. And the other thing, anytime I lost a pet, I always felt the same way. And then when the nights would get cold and the wintertime would start to freeze over and I knew that she was not just cold now, but she was now frozen, it bothered me. We're in Maine and, it gets cold. Yeah. So, and, we all, that you throw the dirt in or a rose in and it has such just a sad, empty sort of feeling to it.
I can see that.
But I knew this part right here when it said a twisting demon's face you'll come before in a dream. I knew this couple, and the wife was like, no, like demonic things are absolutely real and that can absolutely happen. And the husband was like, there's no way. Now, in Christendom, you have Baptists and you have, Pentecostals, I guess you could say, or... where there's some people that kind of believe a lot more in the moving of the spirit, and there are other people that are like...
Define moving of the spirit.
I guess like that God could still speak to people, that they could hear literally actually things that God would say, or they might have special gifts where they could lay hands on somebody and pray for their healing, the person gets healed. Like there's a lot of different things like that within Christianity. That's actually pretty cool now that I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah, I like the diversity.
Yeah. But then there are people that don't believe that even exists, that there is no such thing as any sort of supernatural or spiritual things like that. And I'm going to let the children leave the room before I finish the story. So anyway, the husband was saying there's no way in the world that even happens. There's nothing demonic. That's all just fake. There's no spiritual stuff one way or the other. And if there is, they're not able to make any appearances, and they're certainly not able to just hang out in your house. And when I heard this person, when I heard this story, I was like, yo, this person's gonna have such a bad experience. And because the place that they moved into, like, I knew the people that had lived there before, and stuff had happened with those people. And so...
Were they Christians?
Yep. Yep. And so anyway,
y'all here getting rained down on by the devil, and none of y'all fall back.
homie wakes up from his sleep. This is so bad. And his wife was peacefully sleeping. And he said that he legit saw like this face, and it was like on the wall, and it was huge, and it was like flipping through different like faces rapidly, like evil faces, and it was huge. And he was freaked right out and like didn't know what to do because he was always told it wasn't real. Well, anyway, he doesn't hold to that belief system anymore.
I don't think so. What the
Oh,
hell?
but they ended up having some Christians come over there and pray over the place, and
That do the trick?
yeah, it did. It actually worked. So, yep.
There you are, dear listener. What
Moral of the story is don't mess with demons. There are lots more interesting things on our side, and it's legal.
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Lots more things on our side that are interesting. More interesting than the spirit world? Or demons?
Because we have the spirit world, just differently. So, you know, the lane, like, you always see, there's different people.
You think our audience is going to say, oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Okay,
Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see. What'd you get on?
Think about it. If you had the power to be able to put hands on somebody and pray over them and they're healed, that's pretty crazy.
It'd be pretty awesome. Pretty
Right.
rad.
That's a pretty interesting thing to have. Anyway, I'm going to give this one an 8.
8.
Yep. I wasn't so much into the sound, probably as much as you would be.
Well, the guy was very, very proficient on guitars. It definitely moved me from time to time. You know what's going on is I still have that band stuck in my head.
From earlier today.
From earlier. They were so good. And a 14-minute song's unbelievable. But I still think they were solid, so I'm going to give it an 8.8.
Oh, there we go.
There you are, dear listener. Then out.
Sori out.
Gone.
Yes! Typo is next. Woo!
Oh, Lord. Well, I'll take a break then.
I do believe I have the perfect costume for this next
Lord.
for the next one.
I'll take a break.
Yep, you guys, we took the I took the kids out trick-or-treating.
I took time to watch Tom Brady lose.
He lost? Anyway, Vinny literally, he only got 45 minutes of sleep last night, so he is running on just barely any fumes. I feel so bad for him. Anyway, yeah, it's a Typo song coming up. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to tell you, Jay, because I can't hold off any longer. It's Creepy Green Light. I don't know if you've heard of that one before. I assume you have. Yeah, took the kids trick-or-treating, and, I mean, that went pretty well. I think I went too late, though. We went at 7, and it looked like everybody was coming, like, people were like, you're just starting now? And the stream was scheduled for 8, so it was going to be, we weren't going to, sorry, I sent a pic on Vin's phone. Okay, dusted. Yeah, because I think we started too late, so the kids really didn't get much candy. I kind of felt a little bummed out for them, but I mean, they don't have, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Who are you guys? Is that a character I don't recognize? Kind of reminds me of Mary Poppins in the chimney sweep guy. Please be doing the TON. I have been talking about on here for 3 years. Kevin, what's up? Thanks, Ian. These little teeth are pretty interesting. You just, like, melt these little beads in boiling water, and then you just stuff it in the back of them, and then it, like, fits into your mouth. And they stay in pretty good, but I didn't do the back correctly, so I can't close my mouth, because they said you should be able to eat and everything with them in, and I clearly can't. So this is my 3rd Halloween. My favorite was probably the first one, because it was... We all went out together. In the last 2 years, Vinny has not been well when Halloween happens, so he hasn't been able to come with us. And so that was kind of a bummer. And the first one was where we saw the people that... although last year was pretty fun, too, because I got to go with my best friend from high school and her kids. So that made it an extra special little fun thing. Hey, who's out there? Come in here and show them your costume. Oh. What happened? Where's your costume? This little guy was dressed up as... Hi, people. This little guy was dressed up as The Incredibles, but...
Hi, people.
Hi, people.
Hi.
And here's Zoe. Look at her. Look at this little thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This wasn't staying up. Oh my gosh, it's a slow motion.
Sometimes they don't stay up very well.
So grown up.
Yeah, a very mature young lady.
Oh, I'm so beautiful. Hi guys. Is Ben Webb here?
No, Ben Webb has not made his appearance. He's probably off doing some
Ben's
sort
here?
of no.
Not yet.
Oh,
Zoe was just hoping
hi,
he
Dad.
was.
get out.
The way she said, "Oh hi, Dad."
Yeah.
Guys,
Like,
leave
did you have
the
to leave?
chair.
Okay, say bye to the people.
Hey, people.
Say, Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves you.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, bye. Did you get the rice out, honey?
Not yet.
Okay,
Now it
check.
is?
Set a timer so it doesn't get forgotten.
I can check it right now.
Cool. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
We got one, honey.
Yep.
Mom, I called him honey today and he was like, it's Orion.
Oh, he's maturing. Excellent. Bye now.
Oh, wow.
I call Vin honey, and so he's always trying to say, "Oh, that he's honey, not Vin."
Ben Webb's gonna be Ben Webb for Halloween.
Bye. Oh, she went as Master Chef. How cute.
Who?
Pony's daughter.
She
Yeah.
did you have a send me a picture, Pony?
Look, Seven Dusted sent you a picture of him and his daughter.
No, it did
God,
not.
Mama.
The image didn't download.
Yeah, it did.
Where is it?
Well, that's weird. I saw it.
Oh, okay, there it is right there.
Oh.
I got it. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my gosh, my
Vin and
guy.
Sori, are you open to come on the show Midnight Metal on Saturday nights? Two guys that work on horror movies from LA. You would be good guests.
What will happen on that show?
Yeah, what will happen on the show?
What will occur?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Jay, you are bad.
What?
Jay's like, today I'm dressed as a Christian, so I'm drinking wine.
You going to hell with that shit. Sori, Queen of Vampires.
That's right, Mark. That's right.
NR, send me an email, then it's Sori, figure something out, inshallah. Brandon Lewis, I don't want to hear anything about the New Orleans Saints.
Goth
hate
Mama.
them. I hate
Oh,
them.
he melts my cold black heart outdoors.
Cheating ass team.
Oops.
Cheating
Is this
ass
one?
team. I'm glad though. I'm glad we lost. So to be honest,
Oh, what? That's not a Master Chef. Oh, Chief.
Master Chief.
That's so cute.
This is like a Mega Man outfit. It's
I
gotta be a
totally
Mega Man.
misread the word.
Yeah, that's Mega Man.
I know Sadie's getting so big. Wait, I wish I. How do I know?
What?
Do I know this person?
Who?
Do I know Sadie Marie Jones?
I'm pretty sure she was on that forum we used to go to. Remember that forum, the atheist thing?
Oh,
Sadie, she's
is
always
that
so
you?
Sweet. Yeah.
The one with the tattoo.
She's always sweet. She's always a sweet lady. Sweet. So
Is
I'm
that
glad
her?
to see ya.
Is that her right there, babe? I zoomed in.
I don't know. Is it her?
Doesn't look. It's hard to tell because the picture's still so tiny.
Everybody's sending me their Halloween pictures. That
I
was
know, that's
so
awesome.
cool. I really, really like that. That's awesome. Well done. Well
Oh
done.
my goodness. Okay, wait.
Wow.
Sadie, did we meet at a show and we took a picture together? She said I was pregnant when she first met. Or was it on the channel? Yes, vinansori@gmail.com. Yeah. Vinansori@gmail.
Yeah. And then show us a link to the show as well. Maybe that'll, you know what I'm saying? I want to see how it goes. Okay, guys, we got another banger for you coming right up.
Mark.
This is called Creepy Green Light. That's
Yep.
that's Soraya's favorite band. Mm-hmm. Okay, is Ben Webb here? Somebody says
Alan.
Ben left
Ben
the
left a
bowl.
bowl out. Triscuits, probably.
I don't. Oh,
How
oh my
disappointing for kids to get Triscuits instead of candy.
God. I can't think of a worse diss.
You know what I was thinking? I was trapped in the car for the second year in a row because Vinny wasn't feeling well. So I
what?
trapped in the car when the kids were trick-or-treating.
Oh, okay.
And I want to participate. I waited all my life for this because we weren't allowed when I was a kid. Anyway, I was thinking next year I'm going to actually bring some bags of candy myself and pass them out from the car.
From the call.
Yeah.
Don't let my dad see you doing that shit.
I know.
You gonna get it.
I know.
All right, ladies and gents, the time has arrived.
Okay, yes, you guys. Typo.
O negative. Typo negative. Creepy green light. Let's go.
myself onto a shadow domain. I find myself onto a shadow domain. I find myself onto a shadow domain.
Open that note. Open that note.
Yikes.
When
So
he said he
she
finds
died?
himself drawn to her shadow domain,
because she died.
AT takes that to mean a Kali reference, which I think is Hinduism.
Oh, really?
We're in Kali Yuga.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
What?
I wonder if he was seeing someone that had passed away, or if it was just a song he wrote.
Okay, so would you do that? Would you try to call me up?
Okay, I'm gonna go with no because I know it's a bad idea.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
I think I'm gonna have to go with no, but that would be so sad. That would be so sad. I feel like I would at some point get sucked into some sort of whatever.
Some sort of
well, like he was like drunk laying on her grave. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be safe for a woman to be out drunk in a cemetery.
I mean, how real is this though? I've never heard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he really
in real life like this.
If that was something that really happened to him, or if it was just his.
Yeah, like I think he's imagining what would happen.
He knows how to write.
If his girl died on Halloween, like how he'd react. Later, Sadie.
Oh, it was saying that she died on Halloween.
Who said that?
So what is this green light? Is that like? I wonder. You know how there are like
creepy green light.
Right, but maybe it's like, well, Halloween would be the night where the spirit supposedly could come out.
The barrier between the spirit worlds is
it's thin.
The thinnest.
So maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe he was able to. So he was waiting there right at her grave so he could get her the minute she came out. Mm-hmm. And then he says, "I find myself drawn to her shadow domain." Quiet.
That seems to me to be a double entendre more than anything. Drawn to her shadow domain. This is Peter Steele. It probably has some sexual connotations to it, is what I'm saying.
I never thought of that, but I do like that addition, Vin. I appreciate that.
I'm sure you do. You freaking weirdo.
So, yeah, I think because he says, this moonlit night, late October, swirling fog gloom, and as promised, my love did rise from the green light. So she did.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's obviously not a true story. But I love... Well, because I don't believe that. You probably have some reason for believing, but I don't believe that if somebody comes back, it's them.
Why?
Because...
You should not believe it?
Well... Because I think if it was that simple, we wouldn't cry so much when somebody died. Because we'd be like, well, just conjure them up. I'll talk to them. No problem. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is, there's so many people that have lost somebody to, like, very serious circumstances. And they have so many questions. Why? Well, then if it was that easy, you could just call because I think that sometimes in a moment, somebody could do something and then regret it after. And then the person wants to know why, and I think they would very easily give them the reason why. Oh, well, this, and this happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just think there are some things that it's like, well, if that really, really worked like that, then I think it would be everywhere. For instance, like, if a fortune teller was 100% always on point, then, well, we wouldn't have questions about anything. Nobody's going to lose their houses. Everybody's just going to see the fortune teller and decide what they should do.
Thank you, Sadie. I appreciate it. You can also email us, vincesory@gmail.com, if you had a question or a thought directly. vincesory@gmail.com. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I really hope this didn't happen in real life.
It can't happen in real life. Oh, you mean that he lost someone? Yeah.
At least in principle. Because that's tough.
Now,
go ahead.
The question is, do you think that the ground is muddy because it was wet or because of his drinking and tears and all that? I'm lying drunk on her grave. Ugh. Where I must wait until she wakes. He did another song that was very similar to this one. And so I actually went to look to see if we'd already heard this one before. But we hadn't. But that idea, it was the same similar idea where he wanted her to come back. And I think she did, in the other song. I don't know which one it was.
I mean,
maybe
Peter
Jay
Steele,
could tell me, but...
Peter Steele... I mean, a lot of his songs are relationship songs, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was...
2/3 of the songs that we listen to...
Well, he has a voice for relationship songs.
I think he does. Yeah, I agree with that.
So, I don't think that... I think that he understood that his voice was going to appeal to women more than it was going to appeal to men. And so then he created... Obviously, there's exceptions. Like, I think... Well, AT, do you like... This is interesting. Maybe it's not an appropriate question to ask somebody... But the guys in the channel that like his music, do you like it because of the effect that it has in the female that's sitting beside you? Or do you like it because you just genuinely like his shit? Because I think he has genuinely good stuff.
I'm sure you do. That's a very interesting question you just put these dudes under.
So,
what a disaster.
Are you going to answer the question? Do you like his stuff?
I'm trying to hang up AT's picture. Here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, bap.
He made...
Where'd it go?
There it is.
There it is. Okay.
What about you? Do you like his stuff? Not really? Or do you?
No,
not really.
No, not in particular. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I do like it. It's just when his voice gets like really dramatic.
You don't like it.
I don't like it when it gets really dramatic.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't sound very manly to me. And he's always like, it's always about a girl. So like he's talking to a girl with his whiny voice, like that's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but babe, I mean,
I have a hard time with that.
He doesn't look like a weak person.
No, he didn't look soft.
Like I think if he looked soft, and then
you're asking me, I'm giving you an answer.
I know.
You just don't like the answer.
No, I expected the answer though. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'll stop there. I actually have more to say. Boop, boop.
Go ahead,
I'll say it offline. No. I know when I need to stop.
All right. Well, what do you get the song?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm a Type O fan. And so it really doesn't matter what he puts out. I'm giving it a high score. So it's a 9.8 for me. I really liked it.
Wow. So lack of that.
And look, he showed up for us.
Who?
The homie himself. Don't talk to him, though.
Oh.
It's not healthy. It could go bad real fast.
It could go left real quick. Okay. What did you give it?
9.8.
I cannot do that, bro. I gotta invert those numbers. 8.9. 8.9.
That's not bad though. That's still good.
We left a lot of meat on the bones. There you are, dear listener.
Sorry out.
Gone.
There wasn't much
Peter
lyrically. Yep, Peter out. Boop, and you should make him disappear. Peter out.
I'm making him disappear, right?
Yep, Peter out.
Okay, he's the other guy from the other band.
Right. That would actually be like a cool little, or maybe that would be sick.
What?
It would be a cool little audition when there was somebody that that were doing their music and they've passed on to have them kind of there.
Oh my gosh.
Too much?
Yeah, that's
too much too soon?
Too much. Bonjour, what's up? What's up, Vlad? Save me from these people, Vlad. These people are crazy out here.
Okay, you guys, we're going back into another Black Dahlia Murder.
Yes, sir, Robert. This one, though, is
Removal of the Oaken Stake. Oh.
Removal of the Oaken Stake. I don't think we have that one, actually.
A stake in the heart? Is that like that? Is there something about an oak stake?
And an oaken, right?
That means it would be... Is it a vampire thing?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yes, I'm going to pull up the lyrics here. We have had an eventful couple of days, you guys. If you were here on the last stream, you saw how things went.
Well, what happened on the last stream?
You had to leave.
Yeah, but I came back.
I know. I was just saying, it's been eventful.
Came back. Where is that thing?
What? Do you want me to download it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, just chat with the people.
Well, somebody said something about the second that Sori did something, but I'm off the application.
Well, you could do it. Watch over here.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
I'm getting the thing.
The what? His picture?
No.
Oh, the Black Dahlia. Okay,
The link.
I see what you're saying.
Copy, link, address.
Yep, you just
And
put
then
in
over
that
here.
sucker there and you're good to go.
Excellent. Whoops. You gotta. I didn't put it in there yet.
Oh, okay.
That's not the right one. I already copied it. You just have to paste it in there. Okay. Yep. AT wants to see if you're gonna enjoy this one.
I think they'll enjoy it.
Yeah, but he wants to know if you will.
This one?
Yep.
I will let you know, sir. I will
Happy
let you
Halloween
know.
chat. What's up, Ray?
Do we have video yet? Where's the video? Where's the video? What?
Negative vibes. Okay, I've been a villager for going on 2 years now, and just now I'm like, wait, who's Soraya? Man, I'm real dumb.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. I'm going to retire.
Oh yeah, the
this
debate if
fucking
Christians
mic.
should celebrate Halloween is interesting.
What
Yeah.
happened?
The debate on whether or not Christians should celebrate Halloween. Yeah, my parents did not obviously celebrate Halloween. So
Mine didn't.
yeah, his didn't either. What's wrong? You got it?
No, it's just I was remembering Halloween. I got one little show for Halloween. That's when I was able to dress
Thanks,
up.
Dwayne.
I was able to dress up as the Terminator. So, or I'm sorry, RoboCop.
It's such a fun holiday,
I felt so
though.
tough. I was like, yeah, the
Aw.
RoboCop. And then we had the, what do you call it? The spider things. You know, the spider thing, and then you had the orange thing and whatever. Yeah, we had that in the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walked in, and it was basically a bunch
Aw.
of kids, and yeah,
That sounds like fun.
it was fun. It was very, very fun.
It is a 4-stream stream.
Where is the freaking song, bro? Where'd you go? Removal of the Oaken stake.
Yeah.
Assuming that stake was in somebody's heart.
Yep. I think so.
Assuming that guy was like a bad guy.
Don't put one in my heart. Well, isn't that how you kill a vampire?
Yeah, stake in his heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's true. Ah, man.
Sorry, check out the photo I sent Vin. You made Peter Steele's eyes glow. Will do. Oh, yeah. I have to set up the Face ID on this. It's very annoying to have to type it in each time.
I bet.
Okay, wait. Where does he message you?
Who?
It was Tasco.
Did I download? Did I get to download that?
Tasco, where did you send it?
Where did you send it, Tasco?
Oh, my gosh. Vlad, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
What?
Just found out that my aunt's grandson is on a ventilator with COVID. He's only 35.
Hold your head up, Vlad. Hold your head up, brother Vlad.
Well, we're going to help pray. That's for sure.
Nothing's over yet. Just hold your head up, bro. And for the rest of you who are touched by this horrible pandemic, trust me, I'm with you.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm with you guys. So you know that. So, okay, guys, we got another song coming up together. If I can ever download that shit.
Okay, I'm going to look at that picture. He said some messenger.
Which picture?
Tasco, is this him?
Yeah, that's my guy. That's it. That's my friend. Yeah, that was TYT being dumb.
Oh,
sure. I see.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, you should put his version up against yours.
No, he just snapped a picture when it was going on, but the way that the red lights were
That was
behind it
such
made
a
his eyes
brilliant.
glow.
I gotta tell you, that was a pretty freaking brilliant idea. I ain't gonna lie. To you. I
Thanks.
ain't gonna lie to you. That was on point, bro.
What did you do to the mic, Vin?
For sure. Oh no!
Oh, no.
What happened? Echo?
I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know. Sometimes you gotta look to see who says it.
I know. Come on, man. This thing should be downloaded already.
I don't think I've eaten anything all day.
Removal
Very
of
hungry.
the Oaken stake, Black Dahlia Murder. We are in business, ladies and gents. Go!
Boy. Yes!
Driven, baby. Woo! Let it scream, let it scream.
All right. Do you like them?
What's
this
your
band?
problem? Black Dahlia. I love
Oh, I'm smiling because
I love Black Dahlia Murder. I love them. Love them, love them.
Treva Land said, Sori is so sweet. If she was a vampire, she would suck honey. LOL. And I said, you're wrong. Vin would be from my first victim.
Victim. Hey, chill. Chill. These are reflexes. These are reflexes.
You're going to have to let me to your neck.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that at all.
Just a little
all I gotta do is
taste.
stay black and die. Leave me alone.
Okay.
This was very, 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 very guitar driven, man. And you know me. I like that guitar shit. I love the guitar shit.
I had a feeling you were going to like it.
They had good variation as well. Between, the high strings, the E strings, and all that. They just, we talked about rhyming yesterday. They rhymed very well with their sound. It was just great. I loved it. It was really, really good. How could you not like that song?
No. I liked it, but it's not like it's no Peter Steele. I like Typo a lot. I like the vibe, the feel it gives.
Oh my gosh.
The energy. I'm like, where's Benny anyway? Oh, here you are. Hi.
Yeah, it's good to be your second thought.
No, I'm saying if I'm like out and about or whatever and I hear Typo, I immediately think of
you think of me. Oh, that's so sweet.
I do.
That's good.
I think of biting your neck.
That's good.
Okay, I definitely think that this, you know how, like, you see the coffin opens up and there's a vampire inside?
Yeah.
I think that that's what's going on here. Encased in shadows so silently I've slept, dreaming of the day my needs haphazardly are met. Do you feel that way sometimes?
No comment.
Oh. I recall an ancient time when I did rule this land, but by this God-forsaken spell, the life I'd known was stripped right from these hands. So I'm not actually really familiar with, like, the vampire story.
Lore. Yeah.
So I just know like a little bit from what I saw on that show we watched. What was it? The one you always say I'm obsessed with the guy, and I really wasn't. But
Oh, Twilight.
Twilight.
With the guy when the sun was hitting him and his chest was all sparkly and shit.
Yeah, I mean, babe, he's like a child to me. I mean, ridiculous. But anyway, that's really the only thoughts I have on it. I mean, I liked that series. I'd watch it again. But yeah, I'm not really familiar with the whole storyline. So I don't know if he's talking about, like, is there something along with vampires that there was a spell that was put on them that made it so that way they weren't ruling anymore? That I don't know. And I'm not sure. Are you familiar with vampire stuff?
Yeah,
Mildly. So if anybody can have some input, put that in the comment section here.
It's ironic because he's silently sleeping, dreaming of the day, which of course the vampires can't have any parts of the day.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
It's death. I'm bound, nailed to the ground, stabbed through the heart. Your only tender human part.
Right.
Good
the only
Lord.
tender human part.
Removal from my breast, the killing Oaken stake.
When this curse is broken and these yellowed bones regenerate again, so I don't know if they keep coming back. When this coffin steams so foul, glowing with crimson light, inhuman sweat shall stain the silk. Yeah.
Jesus.
As death returns to life. No pity for the fool. Its fangs to he who stirs my slumber, quenching an olden thirst to rise again unencumbered. So he's coming back. Eventually, he assumes he's going to come back. And when he does, whoever it is that unfortunately opens his casket is going to be his first victim.
Try to take a spot. I'll live again, an incubus in human skin, buried in time and dust, a most harrowed secret kept. Older than memory, though history I've crept. Hidden the ancient world where vampires ruled the lands. But by man's dreadful mortal schemes, they've captured us in a purgatory dance.
Yeah, because he's kind of trapped there. He's not like completely gone. He's trapped inside this coffin. Right? I'm assuming that's what it is. In death I've bound, nailed to the ground, stabbed through the heart. He already went through that part. So, yeah, I mean, to me it seems like this probably has to do with the vampire story, which I'm not super familiar with.
Really?
Like I said, I don't know. Is there some curse? You know, the coffin? Like, none of that was in that show series.
I'm like looking at the side here to see if people got any good intel for your brother.
Oh, in Anne Rice's books, if vampires are old enough, they can walk in the day.
Oh, wow. Okay, so then you could just say he was old enough. Or she was old enough, whatever. No problem.
So maybe, yeah, that's why he's talking about the day. I'm not sure.
Okay, fine.
Delaney, that's so funny. Zoe said in the car, she was like, I like the sound of your voice with those teeth in there. I can't stand it. Somebody was saying they like it too.
Didn't she have kind of like a lisp herself?
Yeah, she does kind of, yeah.
I think there's some kind of...
Okay, so Vlad is saying that Twilight is a sacrilege to vampire lore, which I could kind of see that, because it seems like sort of like this...
Wait, what?
That Twilight, the Twilight series is just not... it's a sacrilege to, like, actual vampire storylines.
A sacrilege?
Well, can't you see that? Like, they presented it like...
I mean, he can't go in the sun.
Yeah, but he's all like shiny and yeah.
Well, no, he was out in the daytime, wasn't he?
No, I think he kind of stayed in the shadow. No, he didn't.
He took off his shirt and the sun hit him.
Yeah, but I thought he was in the.
He was all.
I thought he was in the forest though.
So.
Well, yeah, not day. Like I thought it was no direct sun. As long as they're in the shadow, they're okay.
I don't know, because I feel like the whole thing with him going there was.
Yeah, I can't.
It's been so many years. But it was shining on. It made his body all sparkly and shit.
Yeah, it was just coming through the trees.
So
yeah,
I don't know about sacrilege, but if I was a vampire, like if I was a committed vamp, you know what's funny? It's like we had a crew,
I feel like I'd have a problem with that.
We had a crew in New York City that you saw that picture with Reef and them. Mm-hmm. So we had a crew in Manhattan, and they were like legit. They were vampires. They like drink each other's blood. They'd get surgery for that, and they go to town on each other. Like that shit was no joke. I had a girl take me there one time, and because we were on the outskirts because we had just discovered metal. And so we're trying to hook up with metalheads, but of course, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh, yeah.
there's one girl who listened to a lot of that type of music. Was like, oh, come down here. So we went down there on 14th Street. It's literally 14. It's Greenwich Village, like the Village. If you hear of like Greenwich Village in New York City, like it's Grand Central Station basically for the LGBT community. But within that, you had this whole strip of, you know, little stores and knickknacks or whatever. And so they hung out right there. They had this place called Shadows, and then they hung out right there. The whole crew, like they.
Was there a lot of them? Like,
they were kind of.
I mean, I don't drinking each other's blood. I mean,
at the time, I wasn't very impressed with the number because I was always comparing them to the gangsters in the area. I'm like, oh, they're not Bloods, they're not Crips. But
I see.
When you take that away, I still think. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, they were there. But they were there, and they called themselves Vamps. And I mean, you know, obviously, I couldn't get into it. So, like, my friend, after, like, our first time hanging out there, he's like, yeah, we got to do this thing with the tea thing and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, like, chill out, man.
You'd kind of look cool with these in, I think.
He did, though. He did. He ended up doing it.
Did he look good with them? Wait a minute.
You saw him. You saw it. It was that black and white picture with that. That was, like, surgery was done on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he still have
about
it?
that life, huh?
You still have it?
I think they, like, they sanded down or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty freaking ridiculous. But I'm just, you know, falling in love with my guitar again, playing my guitar. So it's like, man, when you got songs that are just driving and the guitar is being featured, I love it. And it works with the song. I love it.
Yeah.
What did you give it? I really fuck with this band heavy.
I can totally see how you do. Like, for me, you know, the typo thing is more my style, but it was still a good song. I'm still gonna go with an 8.9.
I have never met a girl that likes Kristen Stewart. So Kristen Stewart was Edward's boyfriend on Twilight. I mean, girlfriend on Twilight. The main star.
Oh, don't like her?
That's Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
I did. I liked her.
Well, of course. Of course, you have to be the contrary opinion.
Yeah, I did. I liked her. And someone had already talked negatively about her to me, and they were like, "Oh, the girl has no personality, blah, 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 blah." But that was what I liked about her character. But apparently in real life, she's like that.
You like people that are boring?
No, in the show, the person that she was.
Okay.
Like, I think what I liked about it is
fair.
that she was so bland, but he was absolutely obsessed with her. Like, she wasn't trying. She was just like, man, this is me, yo. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
And then he was like,
he
couldn't even stand how much he like. And there was so much toxic stuff inside that show, but I liked it.
Yeah, that poor guy. That guy can never get his dignity back after playing a role like that, bro.
Yeah, I know. Anytime I see him in another show, I'm like, really?
You took your shirt off in the middle of the woods and he's all shiny
yeah.
and shit, man. That's it. That's it. You out. Nah,
okay, 8.9 for me. What about for you?
8.9? You have no taste in music. 9.7. 9.7, bitches.
There you have it.
There you have it. 9.7. Vin out.
Sori out.
Down.
We got one more song for you, bitches.
Stay behind. We got one more song for you, dumb butts. And that is from a band called Rivers of Nihil or Nihil. Yeah. How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Nihil? Which actually, there's a lot of things you could do with Nihil, actually. Yeah. Or is it Nihil?
Yeah.
I was always taught nihilism.
Type it phonetically so we know.
Correct.
And the song is Capricorn / Agoratopia? Agoratopia?
Agoratopia.
That doesn't sound safe.
Agoraphobia is fear of people, right?
Oh, God.
Is it like, isn't agoraphobia like the fear of going out in public and all that?
I don't know.
Okay. How is my favorite biracial American family?
Vinny hasn't slept.
No, we're good. We're all right. We're good. What about you, big homie Dan? You good? You better be.
Okay, so you have it downloaded?
Yeah, I do.
Our final song, here it comes, ladies and gentlemen.
I say final song. Holy shit, that's kind of dramatic. Our final song.
I'm a
You guys are never gonna see us again. It's over.
Oh my gosh.
What?
All right, let's go.
What?
Maybe it was prophetic.
There it is. Capricorn Agoratopia. Let's go.
It really was the final one.
Little Thule. They're like opening chord.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of whispering.
Fear drowns the mind.
Facts.
In my kingdom, in my refuge,
Build up the praise.
this empty where I can speak to
Wow. Get it, bro!
Wow. Wow. Cool.
That drummer really good at this.
Was there a sax in there?
A saxophone?
Yeah.
Oh, there was a song that we listened to in the last 48 hours that had an ocarina in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody said it was a flute. Then I looked it up. It was really an ocarina.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So there you are. There you are. Damn. Again, this song, like that middle part where it went dun dun, but they had that melodic note that they hit alongside it. It was just I'm such a
really
sucker for constructions like that. You know, that last Christian show we went to, that band that closed the thing out, they had a similar structure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you say Christian show?
Yeah, it was not Vineyard. What, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't even remember going to a Christian show.
It was me, you, Shannon.
Oh my gosh.
That's where you caught that girl.
Yes, Mercy Me. No, was it Mercy Me?
No, it wasn't Mercy Me.
No, I know.
Hillsong. It was Hillsong.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Wow, that was a long time ago.
So they did when they closed that show out, they did a similar thing. Like
oh.
Bang, 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 and then it
how do you even remember that?
Because I remember I hadn't heard the song before, and it was like so freaking inspiring. Oh. And then there was confetti coming down. It was like it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's.
It was kind of weird though, because I was like, oh yeah, like the corn show, you know, like confetti comes down at the end of the corn show, and I was like, yeah, but I'm at a Christian concert, so. And it was like I looked around at how full the stadium was. I was like, okay, like how much money is? Go ahead.
All right, lyrically, Amy, yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Fear drowns the mind. Oh my goodness, that was such a great opening line.
Fear is the mind killer.
Yeah, it really is, and
that's in the movie. Oh, we just got done watching Dune when she made him put his hand in the thingamajig.
Yeah, I know.
Fear is the mind killer.
Woo.
I'll tell you what, that kid that acted in that movie, holy smokes, he did such a good job.
Yeah, he did.
Such a good job. All right, go ahead. What were you saying?
In my kingdom, in my refuge, within this empty room where I can speak to you. A last breath from the earthly.
Maybe that's a mirror.
I thought he was again talking to somebody that was dead.
Okay, go ahead.
But I don't know. You might be.
Well,
you
again,
might be a mirror.
It's agorotopia, so it's about like trying to get to a utopia for humanity. I'm assuming.
Oh. A last breath for the earthly and empty space. Distant voices chant softly. It's beginning to look like a pale facade, another cry for existence. Stands to be ignored, but it's a pale facade. It's a pale facade, hands stretching toward the last day, beneath the sun, reaching paradox. In time we will make ourselves. It's a failed facade. Secure in your right to remain, breathing the air you did not earn.
What do you think is a failed facade, though? When he says
I think
it's
this
a failed
existence.
facade, what do you think?
Like, the way that we're living.
How so?
Well, a facade is what you put forward to hide what things really are. And, like, there's so many people. For instance, you can be really, really messed up inside. Maybe your heart is all
Eddie
screwed
Murphy
up
was Blackula.
in your...
He literally... He literally was Blackula. I kid you not. There's a shot. That's why it had me as Dracula and you as like Lady Dracula or whatever. And then G-Mom's like, not to be an ass, but wasn't Eddie Murphy Blackula?
I feel like that's one of those things you shouldn't laugh at. I don't know.
What do you think?
Like as a white person. Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, like there's some things that you guys can laugh at that we can't.
Yeah, not when you make a fucking movie out of it.
Well, I know, but I didn't know he actually made a movie out of it.
Nah, bro. Nah. You made a movie out of that shit and made millions of dollars. White people can say whatever the fuck they want about that shit. Come on now. Come on. You can't do that shit. You made a movie called Blackula, dude. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it. We're not doing that bullshit. Fuck out of here. You make a movie called Blackula. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
Ain't no problem. Let it fly, goth mama. Fuck is wrong with you? Keep going. Go ahead.
I don't know. I guess I was just thinking the facade was like something about like the way that we live our lives in our existence and how like we can be all like screwed up inside mentally, emotionally, whatever, but we put it forward like we're good. But I really don't know.
Oh yeah, it wasn't called Blackula. The movie wasn't called Blackula. It was like Vampire in Brooklyn, but the vampire's name was Blackula.
Was it funny?
Oh, it was Eddie Murphy when Eddie Murphy was really funny, dude.
Okay, well, I'm probably gonna want to watch that.
That shit is just funny to me. Okay,
secure in your own right to remain, breathing air that you did not earn, like ants coveting.
That is a crazy line. Crazy line. Because he's wrestling with this existential context, this battle, and he's trying to justify his own existence, which is something that there are probably some of the hardest questions in philosophy. I was listening again to the discussion about that I was listening to yesterday about meditation.
Yeah.
Is why is anything here? Mm-hmm. And then if something is here, why isn't one more or one less of that thing here?
Yes.
That's an extremely difficult question to answer.
Yeah.
Even as a Christian, you say, "Oh, God made it." Okay, cool. God made it. Why did He make that there? Mm-hmm. Like it's a hard. So it's like secure your right to remain breathing the air you didn't earn. So how do you have a right to life? Because most of the time when you talk about a right, it's you've earned something or whatever. You've attained some sort of thing. Mm-hmm. You came in here breathing.
Right.
And the breath was on loan, like
right.
That wasn't yours.
Right.
So how do you have a right to life then in this context? You're securing your right to remain breathing for the air you didn't.
Yeah, it's true. If you don't have, that's true. Like that, I think that's an interesting question. Obviously, we have a biblical worldview, so we're like, well, we have a right to breathe it because God gave it to us to breathe.
Correct.
But if you don't have that worldview, how can you justify the fact that you're just here breathing everybody else?
How do you justify rights in the concept of rights in the first place?
Yeah, that's true. That's
because
a very good question.
When you look at the preamble to the Declaration of Independence, it says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and endowed with certain inalienable rights given to them by their Creator." The entire argument was God gave us the rights, so the state can't take them away. And that justifies what we're about to do to you guys. That's the argument. So how do you get there? Alan said, why did God make evil to know what good is? The Bible never once says that God made evil so that we can know what good is.
Right.
The Bible says that we know what good... The Bible does not present a dualistic universe where you have to have one in order to have the other. That's not the biblical understanding. The biblical understanding is that God is the original good. But here's the deal. Goodness is a divine attribute in the same way... We just went over this in Family Devotional. Goodness is a divine attribute in the same way that power is and knowledge is. The scripture says all power and all knowledge belongs to God. Mm-hmm. So if I have any energy to function in the world, or if I have any intellect to try to even have this conversation with everybody, it's because God has communicated those attributes to me. When I say communicated, I mean communicated in like the COVID sense, where God takes an attribute of His and then implants it into you.
Oh my gosh.
And so that is the reason that we can reason.
Okay.
So from a biblical worldview, the reason that we can reason is because the logos animates our mind. So logos, from whence we get logic. Mm-hmm. The Bible says that Jesus is God's logos. Mm-hmm. So when we say that there is evil in the world, evil doesn't actually have its own ontological existence in a biblical worldview. Evil is simply a degradation of good in the biblical worldview. Evil is not something that gets created from a biblical worldview. Evil is a degradation of something. And the analogy...
I didn't think of that, really. So you're saying evil was not created?
Yeah, evil's not created. Evil's not a created thing. Evil is a degradation of something else.
That's interesting.
Right? So...
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of philosophies that are dualistic that basically say you have to have A in order to have B.
Yeah.
You have to have heaven in order to have hell, or you have to have the devil in order. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I've heard people say that.
Yeah. But the question is, okay, so where does evil come from? And what I would say is that if you take a loaf of bread, I call it spiritual entropy. Mm-hmm. That if you take a loaf of bread and you put it on a table and you leave it, it's going to, and you come back in a month, it's going to have mold in it. Mm-hmm. And then we found out, if we inject this thing with some preservatives, it'll last longer. Mm-hmm. It'll also be plastic, but that's another story. But if we inject this thing with preservatives, it'll last longer. And that's exactly what God does on a daily basis. He infuses goodness into people so that we don't kill each other.
And that's called grace.
That's called grace.
Right.
And so
whether or not you're a Christian, everybody has grace, and that's why the world itself is not the purge.
Right. So if God doesn't infuse that grace into people are necessarily going to lose that goodness because it's a divine attribute. Mm-hmm. The same way, if God does not communicate rationality to you, you're going to become irrational.
Yeah.
And that is called, judicial hardening. Romans chapter 1, claiming to be wise, they became fools, and their foolish hearts were darkened. That type of situation. So let me try to locate what Alan is saying, because he's got a bunch of really good questions, and it's his
history.
I think his birthday's tomorrow. I think he said.
Yep.
It says, why did God make evil? Know what good is? Okay, I talk about that. How is God good if death isn't part of his plan? That's the wrestling with the problem of evil. How could free will be our fault if God gave it to us to make earthly decisions? Well, I'm a compatibilist when it comes to the will. I don't believe in free will as people normally
define it,
right? So there's libertarianism, and then there's compatibilism, and within that there's subgroups. The long story short is libertarianism is the idea that most of us have, which is the ability to act or act otherwise, or this idea that you're kind of in this neutral space and then you choose A or B. The compatibilist says that you make decisions according to your desires, and your desires are dictated to you by your nature, and that a decision is a real and authentic decision if it's coming internally without external threat of compulsion. So from that vantage point, when a person is born in sin, for example, their nature is fundamentally determining that the genuine choices that they're going to make are necessarily going to be sinful. In the same way that if I was a bird and I had some genetic deformation where my dad, the daddy bird didn't have a wing, and I'm born without a wing, I cannot choose to sprout an extra wing and fly away. Right. So there are limitations to what the will can accomplish that is limited to the nature of the being in question, and that includes God, by the way.
Right.
Which a lot of people don't realize. The scripture says that God cannot lie. It says he cannot deny himself. So the reason for that is because Paul was he's a compatibilist, and it's contrary to God's nature for that to happen. So good is degraded. Well, good is degraded in order for us to understand. So what God does is God says, okay, we are created beings, and we cannot comprehend God because he's so massive.
Yeah.
Right? And by the way, not just humans, angels can't understand God either. And so that's why you have a divine character called the angel of the Lord. I don't believe that the angel of the Lord originally appeared for humans. I believe the angel of the Lord appeared for angels because that's the only way that they'd be able to relate to God. Because they're in the same predicament that we're in. They're eternally...
Yeah.
People look at God like... I keep saying this to Dorian, that he's a little bit older, a little bit stronger, a little bit more knowledgeable. Right? And so it's like people have like a scale, like, okay, so it's like bugs, men, angels, God. Like God is not even on the scale with us.
No.
I was listening to somebody talk. It was such a fascinating discussion. They were talking about, hanging out with aliens or whatever when the aliens finally show up. Everybody was thinking about what questions they would ask. And the person said, any question we'd have to ask these aliens would be ridiculous. It would be like if an earthworm was able to somehow vocalize, the first thing they'd ask us is, what kind of dirt do you guys eat? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're like an earthworm, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's your world.
Yeah. So how can you?
So these guys are operating at categories that are completely. Yeah. There's no bridging
what
that
do you say?
gap.
It would be ridiculous?
Yeah, there's no way to bridge that gap, right? So,
no.
So what I'm saying is that God says, okay, I'm going to create a world. And in order for you to apprehend who I am, you're going to have to be conscious. So I have to communicate to you some intelligence, right? And in order for you to actually relate to me, I'm going to have to communicate to you some sort of energy or powers, energies or powers are the words that Aquinas and Augustine would use in regard to, God's acting in the universe and acting upon us, right? And so all these things have to come together. We get created. And so God displays all these attributes. Now, one thing I will say, Alan, is that the question is, why would he not infuse us all with the grace necessary so that we would never sin?
Yeah.
And my answer to that would be, this is where I would amend it and concede the point to you, Alan. The answer to that would be, if the scripture says God is love, and it does, and love is God's highest priority, then, and I'm only saying this because this is Alan's stream, and Alan is massively philosophical and massively intelligent. I've told Peter this. Peter's the only one I've actually said. This is the first time I've ever said this in public.
Oh.
So Alan, we're Trinitarian, so we believe the Father, Son, Holy Spirit operate, we're alive, conscious, in a loving relationship with each other for all eternity. Okay? So one being, three persons within that one being who are aware of their own distinct consciousnesses, etc. Okay. Here's what I believe happened. Okay? And I think you could make a really good biblical case about this. I think one day God the Father looked at God the Son and said, Jesus, I love you so much that even if you could sin, I would love you unconditionally and forgive you. And so what God does is he creates us. And then
my goodness.
And then he doesn't infuse us with the grace necessary so that God could then love us unconditionally and then look at Jesus and say, see?
Wow. And where did you hear that? Oh, wow. That's an interesting thought. Yeah.
Because it's very interesting. The line between us and Christ in the New Testament gets blurred all the time. And it also gets blurred in the Old Testament. There's always a plural and singular simultaneity in the scripture. So one example would be Jesus is referred to all through the Bible as seed. Mm-hmm. Zerah is the Hebrew term, and that's a singular term, but it's also a plural term in much the same way that fish. Mm-hmm. So for example, in Genesis, when it says, your seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. And you have another translation that says, your seed shall possess the gates of their enemies. And you say, which one is right? Both of them are right simultaneously. Because there's Christ, and then all the people Christ represents that in the mind of God kind of meld in and out.
Yeah.
And so, in loving us unconditionally, God is demonstrating to Christ, if you were to sin, I would still love you unconditionally, even though it's impossible for you to sin.
Wow, that's crazy.
And so we get the benefit of that sort of Trinitarian love affair. So,
and then Jesus would have to say, then, if it were possible that you would sin, I would die for you.
If it was possible that you would betray me, I would still die for you.
Oh.
Which is literally, we're in Romans 8.
Why did you go with betray?
I'll tell you why I went with
yeah.
betray. And this was interesting because I never did the father side. I never did the son side. I always did the father side. Okay, so in Romans 8, he'll separate us from the love of Christ. He'll trouble our hardship, nakedness, perish, nakedness, dangerous sword.
Yeah.
And then he says, he who spared not his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also along with him graciously give us all things? Okay.
Yes.
So he who did not spare his son, that's God the Father, but gave him up for us all.
Yeah.
The Greek term for gave him up is literally the same word for betray to describe Judas's actions to Jesus.
Oh, wow.
It's the exact same Greek word.
Really?
It's the exact same Greek
wow.
word. So you're right. The father looked at the son and said, I love you so much that even if you sinned, I'd still love you. And the son looked at the father and said, I love you so much that even if you betrayed me, I'd still die for you. Well, how in the world is a divine? So he creates this stage where that play can be played out in display of the universe.
Wow.
And it's really interesting because there's a lot of subtleties in the Gospel of John that people miss. Mm-hmm. One of them in the upper room discourse is he says, reason number 50,000 for why Jesus went to the cross. He says the enemy is coming, and he says he has no hold on me. And then he says, but the world has to know that I love the Father. So in that moment, Jesus says, I'm going to the cross, not for you guys. Now, obviously, God still loved the world, So I'm not negating that. But when I say not for you guys, what I'm saying is, in that moment, Jesus is not thinking, I'm going to the cross to save Vincent.
Yeah.
In that moment, he's saying, I'm going to the cross because I got to show angels, men, cherubim, seraphim,
his primary goal,
demons, everybody, that I love the Father. And I'm willing to do anything and everything because he's worth that. Right. Right? So it's a very amazing, intricate story. But if you look at it, anytime we say that's a good story, we're always telling that story, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
In reality, there are no mistakes, only actions. I don't know how you're defining mistake in that context, Alan. So I don't know if I can agree or disagree. All I'll have to say that there has to be a God, creation, design, fate, etc. But I don't believe I have to believe in the gospel as the word of God from one religion over another being of the one true God. I just don't feel Jesus like you do. Well, that's okay, Alan, because what you're doing is you're being honest.
Right. Exactly.
I feel like when I first met you, you were kind of agnostic kind of thing. To hear you say there has to be a God is interesting. I don't know if that's a new development in your journey or not. That's a very, very interesting thing to say. But, look, obviously I believe that Jesus is the only way to God.
Right.
So, because that's what he said, and he's either telling the truth or he's not.
Exactly.
So, from that vantage point, I get what you're saying. The reason I'm saying that that's good that you're saying that is because God loves genuineness.
Fairly new, he said.
Yeah, fairly new. The reason I'm saying it's good that he's saying that is because God hates hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's kind of like it's Vin and Sori, they're Christians, blah, blah, blah. He just went on this beautiful thing. He's like, yeah, I'm with the Jesus thing. I don't really feel like that. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yep.
That's great, right?
Yep.
Because that's an Israelite in whom there's no Jacob. So, yeah, I completely understand that. It's a very interesting statement. I don't feel Jesus like you do. That puts me in so many different,
That's so funny because when I read that, I read it when you'll be like, yeah, I feel you. Mm-hmm. Like you understand.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if he was saying feel in that sense or if he was saying feel in the sense of he doesn't have anything that there's no, I guess, inward testimony that's anything true.
Yeah, I think the way that we talk about Jesus. And I had a moment in the car 2 days ago. I talked about it a couple days ago, but it was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was a day I was really, really sick. Mm-hmm. And it kind of comes to you from left field sometimes. I was thinking about some other things, and it was just boom, dude, in the car next to me, boom.
Wow.
And it was just
yeah.
It was so weird. It was like he was saying I've been with you, I've been in your corner forever, and it wasn't like I did all this for you. It was just bro, I love you, man. Mm-hmm. Just want you to know, mm-hmm. I'm with you. And it was crazy because as he was saying that to me, I was saying that to him simultaneously. It was so crazy. It was so weird.
Oh, that's cool.
It was so weird. So, and it was just boom, man. It was there, and it was
yo,
Ben Webb.
Here, we have a sighting.
Ben Webb sighting. Yeah, it was a crazy. I mean, I was emotional. I was crying in the car and all that. It was.
That's cool.
It was like a sun shower. It was 2 minutes, and then I was back in the world. And I've always said that's the only chink I think I have in my armor as far as my faith goes. If I see a starving person or whatever, I don't question God's goodness. I question my own selfishness. And it makes me say, it makes me look at our bank accounts and say, what the fuck are we truly prioritizing here? And are we doing enough? So I've settled that within my, God settled that within myself. But the thing that's really not really settled yet is the concept of being found by those who didn't seek him. Mm-hmm. And then simultaneous to that, people like Ian who have expressed it and other people who have said, man, if he would show up to me in the car, and again, it doesn't show up it's not I saw a personage in the car. I'm not being weird like that. What I'm saying is weirder. What I'm saying is, if I would have seen a personage in the car, it would have been less real than what was happening in that moment. Well, and what I'm saying, and I know that what I'm saying is, that's the only chink. Why isn't not only, and it's not even just your atheist friends or what? Why does that not happen even to Christians? Mm-hmm. There's so many Christians that
Yep.
never express that, never. And I know you. It's God's had His hand on you since you were born, basically. Mm-hmm. And so those kinds of things, kind of.
Yeah.
If you go back to the lyrics real quick,
mm-hmm. Right here.
he said, go back to he says right there, he says, "Oh, the sight, oh, can it be? I've longed to see that which truly owns the light, a calming wave of incandescent grace."
Yeah, that's the part I pointed out to you when it was going on.
But then it says, it spreads its rot.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting because it depends on how this guy's defining grace. You know, did you ever hear the funny little rubric about what grace is? God's riches at Christ's expense.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's one of those cool little Christian things.
Yeah.
The only concession to the argument of original sin is that we are not omnipotent in executing our intentions. My experience of God doesn't necessarily line up as this second person of the Trinity who saved us out of our own faults. Don't know if I buy it philosophically. Well, yeah. I mean, I understand that. I understand. For me, and because we're talking about grace now. From a biblical understanding, grace is this idea that because goodness is a divine attribute, the only way that created beings will ever relate to God is in a grace giver relationship. So we receive grace, he gives grace, and that's the way it's been from eternity past, and that's the way it'll always be, just based on God's ontology and the limitations of your ontology. If God put you in a situation where you wouldn't need grace, then you would have to be a divine being.
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
angels need God's grace, as we discussed in our
Yep.
family devotional. So when we say grace, what we're saying is that God gives you unmerited favor. The breath that we have that we didn't earn. He then says, I'm going to give you so much grace that I'm going to give you a right to live, which means you have a right to constantly draw from this storehouse of grace called breathing. And everybody around you should recognize the fact that it's my intention that you have that grace, and that's why it's wrong to kill people.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
it's sort of a grace-based law, if you will.
Yeah.
So grace is God's favor to us that we don't deserve, whether it's breath, food, your heartbeat. Imagine.
I mean, the other thing too is that he allows, maybe is a weird word, but he allows us to pray. He allows us to talk to him.
Yes.
Because when you think about the king back in the day, like, if you went before the king, if he didn't put his scepter forward, like, you're dead.
Okay, yeah.
And not everybody had access to the king, and here it is, he's the God of the
Persian court
universe,
rules,
and he's like, I'm going to give you that breath so we can talk.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you a mind, right? So you think I exhibit grace in ways I don't understand or admit. I wouldn't say admit, Alan, because honestly, Alan, aside from Ian, you've been the most genuine person since this whole thing started. So I don't think I would say that, bro. What I would say is, yeah, you experience grace in ways that you don't understand yet. So the analogy that I use is, because we have a lot of kids, when the baby's in the womb and he's starting to develop, he doesn't hear anything. And then he spins around, and then eventually he can hear.
Yeah.
But he can't see. I mean, he can see, but it's all murky.
Right.
And he hears these like faint voices. And I always say, if you could have like a society in the womb, it would very much look like the society out here when we're talking about God. Right? So like if you had one baby and another baby, let's say you had twins, and one twin somehow got some knowledge that birth really isn't the end of anything. It's actually the beginning of something, and that you're living, moving, and having your being inside of your mother. And that when that transition happens, you're going to be in the arms of your mother. So let's say that. So let's say that's happening, and so you got one baby that believes that, and the other baby that says, "Look, all the data that I have is that let's say they were triplets, right? I'm really complicating this analogy, but it's Alan, so I'm okay." So one of the so let's say that the baby says, "Look, the baby society says, look, all we know is that we're here, and we eat here, we sleep here, and here's what we know. When a kid leaves here, they never come back.
Right.
That's all we know.
Here we can hear Mama's voice.
Yeah.
And you think, well, when they exit, it might be over.
Yeah. The kid says, look, once the kid's gone, they never come back.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. You want to stay here. And then the horrible day happens where the kid is born. And then the mom goes, oh my God, my baby. And the baby goes, holy shit. I've been hearing your voice for 5-6 months. It's you? It's been you the whole time? Mm-hmm. That's what I think about
and now they hear more clearly, and they get the touch of the mom.
Correct.
Which they had no clue about before.
Right.
So the transition brought them to something better.
Yeah, and then now the baby's entire life is about growing. Mm-hmm. And then that's why it's so sad. I mean, to me, that's the ultimate tragedy of what we do with children in this country.
Yeah.
Is that you learn so much of God from your kids.
Oh,
it's insane because the
Facts.
kid can't do anything. You're completely dependent. But you know what happens? The kid is selfish as hell. The only use he has for his parent, feed me, change me, whatever. But now things are different. The kid's talking. Hey, mom, hey, dad. He'll give you a hug. He'll check on you.
If I cough, Orion says, are you okay?
You okay?
Yeah.
He's growing. And so that's all grace. All of that is just a giant metaphor of how we all relate to God. Mm-hmm. And so, and that's why there's a metaphor of you have to be born again.
Yep.
Because it's the entire gestational process in the womb and all that. So, yes, Ellen, I do believe you're graced. What I believe is that you're in the womb. And that you're for me, Alan's like, man, that's cool, bro. But I need to do this shit myself. Mm-hmm. I need to be convinced here. I need to feel it here. Mm-hmm. I'm not just going to go, oh, that's a good argument.
Right.
And that's one of the things I had to grow and learn about was like, I would beat somebody in an argument. Me and Alan have never really gotten to an argument. But I would beat somebody in an argument, and then they wouldn't convert or whatever, and I'd be like, "Oh, he wasn't an honest actor." No, it wasn't that they weren't an honest actor. It's that even if somebody loses an argument, that doesn't mean they're convinced here or here. Mm-hmm. Like, exactly. So I love that where it's like, well, that's good, that sounds great, but like that doesn't do it for me right here philosophically. Mm-hmm. That is not the same thing to me as a person who's saying, I will never be convinced no matter what you say. Yeah. That's not the same thing.
Right.
And I believe God honors that kind of an attitude actually more than the other attitude. I think he accepts that kind of like unthinking faith. Mm-hmm. I think he accepts it, but I think he prefers, well, I mean, biblically you can clearly see he prefers that. Mm-hmm. Because God actually gets frustrated with people who don't engage their minds. You need milk, not solid food. Yeah, you guys should be
you're right.
You guys should be way ahead of this. People don't know this. If you guys read your Bibles, like God's like, you guys should be way ahead of this. What's wrong with you? Or Jesus would be like, are you still so dull? He said that to the disciples. That's when I started to like Jesus. Because
really?
when I was a kid, I thought Jesus was soft. So the disciples asked him a question, and he's like, are you still so dull? And I was like, whoa! I said, Ma! I said, this Bible's messed up. Let me see this verse in your Bible. I couldn't believe it. Wow. So anyway, Jesus had a heavy primer on. Use your freaking mind, bro. Mm-hmm. Come on. Mm-hmm. You know? It was, so anyway. Really, really good stuff. That's completely right, Alan. That's completely right, and that's why I've always admired your. And you know what's crazy, Alan? We had somebody in our community that was where you were last year, and now they're in a different place. But that was something that, over time in the womb, he and God and other people were just constantly wrestling with these ideas. And I think that's a big mistake that a lot of Christians make, that when you see somebody wrestling or you see somebody saying, that doesn't work, they immediately get defensive or they get upset or they get... It's almost like because the person won't believe, now your faith isn't... Now you start questioning yourself. Mm-hmm. It kind of looks like that to me. Like people... When a person doesn't believe after they've given it their best shot, it's almost like a commentary on them. Like, well, if that didn't convince them and that guy's smarter than me, maybe there's something... And so it's this insecurity that like pressures people so that you like say you believe it so that I can see it myself and go, okay, it must be true because he believes it too. Yeah, I mean, like you clearly see that with parents. Parents of children and the way they treat their kids. If the kid starts expressing doubt and all the rest of it, it's all this fear, panic, and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why when the kids are born,
they don't look like someone who believes in something supernatural.
Huh?
They don't look like people that believe in something supernatural.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Well, I mean, they do, but,
not in that reaction, because if it's supernatural...
When it's time to trust God and say, okay, You're right. They get very.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with their own insecurity. I don't think much of it has to do with their kids at all. Mm-hmm. You know, Ecclesiasticus 19:17 or Sirach 19:17 is actually a pretty interesting text. I probably should glean more from this wisdom. Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. So that's one of Alan's favorite verses.
That's a good one.
That is a really good one. Admonish your neighbor before you threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. That's really good. That's a good one. And yes, facts don't equal intent. That's correct. That is absolutely correct. So, yeah. So this song, Rivers of Nihil, put out is pretty crazy because I see the same struggle with this guy. Because look, it says, it's pale facade, hands stretching toward the last day beneath the sun, reaching paradox in time, we will unmake ourselves. So, for this guy, right now where he's at, is all he has that. See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a really, really, really cool. It's a really deep song.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But what are you going to give it?
You sound like the master of all religion, as if you're all-knowing. You place yourself above God. Shame, shame, shame. I don't know who he's talking to. Who's he talking to?
I don't know. Probably you.
Oh, I'm the master of all religion?
I guess maybe.
Yeah, bitches, I'm the master of all religion, bitches. Happy Halloween, Johnny.
What do you give it, honey? This is a 9.6 for me. I like the especially the sound of his voice at the beginning of the song.
It's funny, you said the beginning. The second half of the song is what really took me. This song's a 10 for me.
Okay.
Because I love how honest this guy is. Because he's not saying, all this is bullshit, blah, 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 blah. Like, he's really, really, really grinding and struggling, man.
Yep.
And you got to respect that, bro.
Yep.
You got to, and I just love sonically what they did.
Yeah.
Especially at that point. That was so crazy. Yeah, I really love that song. I really did. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to listen to that song again. Ian.
For sure.
My favorite passage is, Lo, and he said unto them, always wear your seatbelt when driving, for this is the way of the righteous. I agree.
There you heard it, folks.
That is. Jesus basically said that when the devil went to tempt him. He said, throw yourself off the mountain throw yourself off of the parapet of this temple because God's going to protect you. He quotes Psalm 91. He said, look, he'll send his angels. So jump off. And Jesus says, yeah, it also says not to put the Lord your God to the test. Mm-hmm. Or in your translation, Ian, wear your fucking seatbelt. Basically, it's the same thing. Same idea. That was very, very interesting. AT, we got to have more discussions, bro, like offline.
Oh, wow.
Who the hell?
Amy did that. That's awesome. I really like that.
My God. I'm blown away.
That is...
There's a lot we can do with that. You know what? Remember?
Wow, that's really good.
Check your phone, Amy. Unbelievable. The people
Jeez,
that we
Amy,
have...
how did you make this?
The people that we have in this community, bro...
Okay, Amy, want to know what my favorite part is?
The eyes are my favorite part.
The hair. I love the hair.
I know.
All crazy like that.
Hey, send that shit over, bro. I want people to see.
Oh, it's in the email.
Oh,
it's in my secret email. Wow, Amy. Amy, how did you do this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, Vlad. Gideon tested God because God is gracious. So God allowed that test to happen because God is gracious. He overlooked Gideon's weak faith. But Jesus is not Gideon or any created being. Jesus is a divine being. So the standards for him are divine standards. So he had to be perfect. He had to be 100% perfect so that he could die for Gideon's testing of him. Look at that.
Wait, I gotta shrink it down so that way they can see the whole thing.
That's an Amy Lee sketch. That's an Amy Lee sketch, ladies and gents.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Hold on. What is it, in the downloads?
Yeah, that's where it was.
Send
Right
them to
there,
the
right
children of the corn, we the peep. Unreal.
You know what's interesting?
She just drew that last night?
A couple days ago, I guess. Jeez,
What's interesting?
It's,
Tell me what's
it's
interesting.
familiar, like, I mean, it's obviously, it's my face, so that's why it's familiar. But also, it's familiar because it kind of looks like my mom when she was younger.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah. I really like this. Like, I would love this, like blown up and hung in a wall in our house.
Can you shrink it, babe? Yeah, so that way
I'm
they can see
shrinking
the whole thing.
I'm shrinking it. I would want this, like, blown up and, like, put on a mural even.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's super artistic.
That's the thing.
Oh,
like,
my gosh. Wouldn't that work for one of those things?
Oh, yeah. 100%. You already know. You already know.
Yeah.
You already know.
Wow, Amy.
Amy, you are boss. I also, Amy, fuck you very much. We've
Why?
been friends for years. I never got one of these things.
Wait, you don't have cool hair like that.
This girl shows up. All of a sudden, she gets this thing.
You got that alien one. Remember the alien version of you?
This dude is always so freaking negative. Negative as hell. So I just want to give that bro a candy. It's Halloween, nigga. Just chill out, bro. That's fucking negativity.
Oh, no.
Every single time.
It's so true, right?
Every single time. Getting the Medusa vibes.
Oh my gosh. Ben is the nastiest human being. Matter of fact, I'm getting rid of that grossness. What's wrong with you, Ben? And why are you watching that? I'm seriously questioning you. He's a homie.
Well, I wouldn't. First, I wouldn't define that as free will either, from your vantage point. So I agree with you from your vantage point. You're a libertarian, I'm assuming. I'm not a libertarian. I'm a compatibilist. Sori's costume looks amazing. Vin, what's yours? I'm a gangster, bro. Gang. Gang's his potty train.
Can't you tell? It's his body train.
Yeah, that's the line.
Get Reza to start, Orion to start saying that. Anyway, I am going to check out.
Wait, whose birthday? Is it Ian's birthday too?
Ian? Who?
Holy shit!
Oh, I don't know.
My man Kev was born. My man Kev was born this day. My man, no, we're not arguing. We weren't arguing free will. We were, Alan and I were having discussions. He asked some questions. He made some statements, and I, went back and forth. Big homie Dan, you guys interested in doing one more song? Yeah.
Oh God, really, babe? I gotta take these teeth out then.
Okay, take them out.
And I have to go check the food if you're gonna do another song.
Yeah, go ahead. She's gonna check the food. Can you come back with the? Actually, no. Don't come back with the Pepsi. I'm good. Yeah, Dan. We could do a song if it's you. One more song. So I'm doing pretty good on my water, guys. About a gallon a day. Tom Brady challenged us all to drink, I forgot, but it's a lot less than a gallon. It's a lot less than a gallon a day. It's a lot less than a gallon a day. My birthday is November 1. Oh, wow, it's C47. Oh, happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, Ian. I'm very, very glad you were born, bro. Honestly, dude. I love you, man. And we are definitely going to meet up on Terra Firma, inshallah. Where'd I go to hook it up? Just Vin and Sori merch at PayPal. VintageStoryMerch@gmail.com on PayPal. Dan. I got to pick the song. Yeah, said. Happy birthday, Ian. I'm drinking water in between my wild turkey. Gotta stay hydrated. Oh my god. That's so funny. That's so funny to me, Vlad. Because you stayed hydrated either way, but I'm glad. I hope you drink more of that water, bro. Vin asked me about if singing was okay, then didn't do it. Vin, check the email. Wait. What are we saying sorry to Goth for? Everybody good? Everybody good with you, Goth? What's going on with Goth? What happened with Goth? What the hell happened with Goth Mama? Hold on, guys. What's going on? Oh, my bestie died at 2? Your best friend died at 2 in the morning? Recently? Holy hell. I am really sorry to hear that, sis. Why can't water taste... I'm really sorry. What happened? Goth Mama? Hey, Alan. It's been a year tonight. Brutal. Brutal. That's right, Adam. She's got us 100%. But we're all here. We're all here, Goth Mama. You got Vlad here. You got Sean. You got Sister Sadie, who's the mama of the whole damn group. You got Davey. Hell, you even have Ben Webb. It's like we used to say back in the hood. Yo, you got numbers. You got numbers, bro. You got numbers. Don't let people talk to you like that. You got numbers. You got numbers, yo. We got you 1,000. For sure, for sure, for sure. What a fucking... Why you guys always have to... Goth... This is like the 1 year anniversary of Goth Mom's like best friend died.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
cute, right?
Yeah.
You see Johan throwing an orange up?
Yep. That's Johan.
It's what? A 1 year of her best friend died?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, Goth Mom. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yup, Ian is a great person to talk to on Facebook. For sure, for sure.
Okay, did you download the song? I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
Look at Amy Lee.
What?
So I say her and Ben have to be together. And she completely set that up for Ben. he's gonna jump on that shit. 100%.
Well, I silenced his disgusting comments, so maybe he left.
Oh, he probably doesn't even know that he's been silenced.
Well, I told him it was disgusting, and
I am here unless you're a libertarian. If you're a libertarian, you're gross and shouldn't talk. Of course.
Okay.
Oh, Goth Mom's friend died, and so I said, we all got your back. And I said, hell, even Ben Webb has your back. And he says, I'm here for you, unless you're a libertarian. If you're a libertarian, you're gross.
You're gross. You're gross. What is wrong with Ben? All right, ready?
Hold on, I'm just gonna call the homie in Australia. That can't be that big of a bill, right? Calling to Australia.
I don't know.
What's going on, bitch? What song is it? Phalanx by Trivium. Okay, I'm gonna get the lyric video up. I'm gonna get it up right now. Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Don't worry about it. All right, it's on the way. I'll see you in there. Bye. All right, we got a bonus song for you bitches. Okay. The name of this song is The Phalanx by the band Trivium. Funny story, we had an interview with Trivium that is
It's
missing.
literally what I thought of when we
We've
said
got like
Trivium. I was
three
oh,
major
no.
interviews right now that we have not
We do?
Yeah. We got Jimmy Dore.
I don't understand why that one's... Well, anyway.
Well, I mean...
It is not going to get any better. You might as well just put it out. That's my opinion.
I just
You
feel...
put all that hype and then you never put it out.
Yeah. I know. Terrible. Thank you for the support, though.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
What, babe? You want me to say, yeah, you should just hide that shit?
Well, I'm with my folks, so...
Oh, boy.
I have all the support that I need. I have all the support
hide
I
it.
need.
That's right, honey. Just hide it. Just
I have all the support
waste
I
the man's
need.
time completely.
I have all the support
Okay,
I
so
need.
which Trivium song is it?
It's called The Phalanx. By the band Trivium. And we have the lyric, the lyric video.
Phalanx?
I'm sorry?
The Phalanx?
Phalanx, yeah. You know, that Roman formation and Roman...
Okay.
They'd all go together. It's like, it's jihad.
I don't know how to spell it, and I'm having trouble finding it.
Phalanx.
Oh, there it is. I got it. I just tried PH. All right.
It is on the way, ladies and gents. It is on the way. This was a commercial-free
You already downloaded
episode for the wonderful time of Halloween.
And I forgot to timestamp everything.
Commercial-free episode for the wonderful time of Halloween. Alrighty then. Doobie doo. Okay, guys. You guys ready for this? Bonus song, guys. For my brother. This is so weird. Are you getting this on your phone with Face ID? You've exceeded your attempts on Face ID or whatever?
No.
This is a song they did with
Mine opens
their
even with all
Elder
my stuff on my
Scrolls
face.
Online. Okay, Plasma Walker 9 knows this band. Happy Halloween, Ben. Have a happy and safe one, bro. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. You take your kids out or what, man? You know what? That downloads folder is gone again. Right there. Boop. And then, what do we do? By tile?
What? Is somebody
Downloads.
crying? Is there a crying baby? Crying.
I am. Just give me 1 second so I can get this freaking Trivium, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Trivium.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Trivium the Phalanx. Okay, guys. Trivium the Phalanx. Let's go. You're wrong.
Guys are bad motherfuckers. Holy shit.
What? Whoa, man. Damn. That was like
Wow.
an autobiography.
Wow. That was a really good song. When this one was like toward the tail end of it, I was like, oh, they should have some female vocals. Like some real spooky kind of high-ish ones. That would have really like just
That
taken it
would've been
friggin' next
sweet.
level.
That would have been sweet.
You know what I noticed? So like with our band, you'll say, are you going to add anything to this? Like with as far as vocals go? But I think for me, I have to have all the other stuff completed. Because for this, it was very easy to see there needed to be some vocals going up and stuff like that. But I don't think that I'm good at working with skeletons. Like, you can envision the entire song. So you're like, yeah, but we could just do this. I can't envision it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what I'm...
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Dan and I have...
I know, you guys are like...
Yeah, I have relationships with some people in
Two peas in the same miserable four
forum.
pod.
And I appreciate all of them. But,
Dan knows the struggle.
well, it's like that theologian said, there's community and communitas. And communitas is the
Shared
kind
experience.
of unity that happens because of shared suffering. And, I always try to... We have a lot of things in common in regard to
Yeah, I could see that.
relationship issues and things of that nature. And it's tough, because as a guy, you're not, even the way like he was presenting it, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of rah, but I mean, it's really, he's hurt
Yep.
in the song. You're talking about bridges burned and things like that, but you're not gonna do that as a dude, especially dudes like me and Dan. You know what I'm saying? Because Dan, he's a hard motherfucker. He's a gangster. So, but some, and I think songs like this can kind of, I think they're healthy. And I also think sometimes they might not be, because sometimes you just need the purity of the emotion. Sometimes it's not good to convert the emotion. I think sometimes you have to convert the emotion. So when I say convert the emotion, what I mean is, this happens especially with men, especially with alpha male types like Dan. It's like you're hurt, and being hurt feels like a weak feeling, and so you convert the hurt into anger so that you can feel empowered. And so I feel like there was some vulnerability here, but there was a lot of mixture of the anger, which of course the anger is valid. I just think at some point being able to say, yeah, I'm just hurt, plain hurt, period. Which Dan is like that. I'm not talking about like him specifically. I'm talking about people who've been in really, really bad situations. You could wrongly interpret it as, oh yeah, just convert all your pain into anger, and then rah. And I hear a lot of people say that, and I get it. I just don't think it's
The best way to handle it.
it's not the best way to handle it.
It's interesting. I've kind of heard you say this, like when you talk about stories of your life, or even when you're going through difficult times, you basically say this in different varying forms.
What,
one against all.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, I'm at the point where now I'm like, well, I like it that's the way I like it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, how can I say that? You're on a YouTube channel, these people.
Yeah.
You guys, people support
I
you.
think it's how you feel. I don't think it's reality.
I felt that way a lot. I felt that way a lot growing up. I felt that way a lot growing up. I felt that way a lot. I mean, I had other emotions. Like, the biggest thing in my adult life prior to you was just loneliness. I was just really, you know what I'm saying? I was just a really lonely person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but I mean, lyrically, if you look at the lyrics,
Within the thrill, amidst the kill, one against all, soon blood will spill. We cannot wait to make your pain. We are the burn inside your brain. Hurting the weak to fire, scorching the fleeing liars. Witness the dying saboteurs? Carcasses washed upon the shores. Don't let this take me, split me wide open, rip me from the stars. Burn the bridge, take the ash, scatter deceptiveness. So is this a relational song, or is this like literally talking about a war? We're the ones who led
hey,
the
Abigail,
way.
say hi to your dad.
You know what's
That's
interesting?
cool. Rock and roll. Happy Halloween. I appreciate it.
Oh, Fernando.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice
Shout
to
out
meet
to Fernando.
you. That is nice to meet you.
Hey guys, everybody be nice to Ryan. Don't jump on him.
I heard your
It's a free speech environment. Let him have his opinion. Don't jump on him, guys. Go ahead.
I heard your brother got to go to a Slipknot concert. Lucky.
Yeah.
So is this a relationship song? First of all, I wanted to say when he said one against all,
Yeah.
that's interesting because you could say one against all or all against one.
Mm-hmm. But you're saying,
He's saying, look, I am against everybody.
That's okay, Goth Mama. Just unboot him. It's okay. Look, if somebody's talking shit about me, Ma, just leave it. Just leave it. It's when they talk about her.
I don't know. She can't unboot him. I can, though.
It's when they talk about her or somebody in our community, then I want you to boot him. But if it's me, if somebody's like mad at me or talking shit about me, just leave him. It's okay. It's okay. You have nothing to apologize for, sis. It's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's that guy. His name is Ryan, and he's got like a red thing.
Yeah, I'll get him.
He's your Ryan. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
he wouldn't have said. I don't know what he said, but
Yeah, that's what he says. When I first listened to this song, I felt like it was about my life. Yeah, and even to the point where he was saying like, basically he had a martyr complex, and now he sees the emptiness in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's a martyr complex, but you know, I was in situations I was like, okay, I'm willing to die over this shit. Like I genuinely made decisions like I'm willing to die over this,
Mm-hmm.
But that was a choice I made.
Mm-hmm.
That's not doesn't make you a, you know. But when you're young and you hear all these stories, like you want to be a hero, blah blah blah, and you don't realize that when you're doing normal things that you're supposed to do, it's not heroism. It's like those people that were trying to call that guy, you know.
oh yeah,
He's so good to us. But it's like, come on, man. Like you're just doing your obligation.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With it, but so for me, like relationship wise, before you, you know, I think people could pretty much put together. I had it pretty rough. You know, there were a lot of nights where you slept with one eye open because Shorty had an entire bevy of ailments and mental issues, and I just knew. Here we go. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, stop the presses. I am here. Goth is a gangster. She don't give any fucks. Well, I try to help you guys. I try to like give you an exception for me, but it's Goth's show, so we're just here visiting. So, don't diss people. Stop dissing on people right now. Okay, we're the ones who led the way. This path to hell and misery. An endless war, a hollow cause. When we all die, we'll see no gods. Herding the weak to the fire. Scorching the fleeing liars. Witness the dying saboteurs. Carcasses washed upon the shores.
Don't let this take me, split me wide open, rip me from the stars. That part I was like, ah.
That's such a good line. Rip me from the stars. Like, look, man. Like, I'm up here right now. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm up here. I'm not going to let you...
Yeah.
You're beneath me. That's how I interpret it.
Well, yeah, he said it was him against everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he has that mentality where it's like, look, I'm up here. Don't take me from this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird thing with human nature, man. Like, people, like, you always want to tear people down. Like, it's weird. And then, like, the same people you build up, they always want to tear them down. Build up LeBron James. Oh, he's going to be the next Michael Jordan. Oh, now you're tired of LeBron James. Build up Tom Brady. Oh my God! Mm-hmm. Now you're tired of Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. It's like it's unreal.
Yeah. Yep.
It's unreal.
When he says, "I'm the source of your hate, only yourself to blame." So there's someone that I think lots of reasons why I could be very angry and have hate in my heart toward this person. Because I'm not good with people doing things and hurting children and making children sad and blah blah blah. So, you know, I have certain feelings toward this person, but then like as of late I'm like trying to be honest with myself to say, yeah, I really strongly don't like this person, but at the end of the day, like,
you know, I just had a thought.
It's what? We're back. So, at the end of the day,
Come on,
I
guys, back to your regular
realize
scheduled program.
I realize that that's it. Only yourself to blame. I think that all of us that have hearts full of hate have to recognize that we are the ones. Like, yes, people can do things to us that is reasons why we could hate them. But at the end of the day, some situations you have to remove yourself from those situations, and you cannot let that, strange as it is, the person that bugs me was the one who was like, because I said, like, I'm very angry with you, and they were like, that's going to create a prison for you and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you're not the one to tell me that, is what I was thinking. But I was like, well, I mean, they're right. It does feel like a prison, like that is how hate runs. Like at one point it can feel like it strengthens you or your anger and stuff, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's like that song we listened to from the stream earlier where it was talking about the demon stuff. Like, you let it in and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse until you're in a world of hurts.
Yeah.
So, you have to sometimes you have to remove yourself from certain situations, or you can't be around certain people because it's just not working for you guys. But at the same time, you can't let yourself be full of hate. You've got to find a way to let past things go and just don't let yourself continually be a victim.
So you took that person's advice?
Oh, I told them that they were right. I said, look, I understand that the reason that I'm
take
so...
the advice.
Yeah, but take it in what sense? Like, I mean... I think yes, because I told the person, look, I'm angry with you, but I recognize that is not all of you. Like, yeah, you've done some shitty things. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
But simultaneously, like, I'm allowing myself to be angry and whatever. So I guess I took it because I was honest with that person to say, hey, look, it's not all you. But,
yeah, I'm seeing so much growth in you in that I couldn't. I wanted to talk to you about it, but you'd have gone trick or treating. Okay, Ryan is back. Excellent. For my specific case, Dan says, I felt that like that with Shorty when she hates me in the 7th. I'm like, bitch, you only have yourself to blame. Yeah, I mean, some people, you don't like most people, BC. I bet most people like you. You're just a ray of sunshine, especially here in this forum, brother. Yeah, but like,
so you just
thing about blame, like there's.
For my specific case, I have felt like that with Shorty when she said that she hated me. I'm like, you only have to blame yourself.
You're the one to blame yourself.
Yeah.
I talk. I talk a lot about self-pity in our house. Mm-hmm. It's a sin in our house, and we're gonna.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We're gonna call you on it. Well, specific self-pity, like when you're the wrong one.
Right.
When you're the wrong one, and then you try to gaslight everybody, manipulate everybody, feeling bad for you.
You go through, you slap everybody in the face, and you're like, "Oh, my hand hurts! How could you guys have hurt my hand with your friggin' faces?"
Exactly.
Okay, no.
Yeah, exactly,
No.
exactly. Like, and so when they get the consequence, it's like, oh, they're crying all this, and he's upset or he's angry. It's like it's not even that intense. It's like, wash the floor or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I know.
Dude, it's the fuck up. But like, self-pity, we don't do that. We don't allow that. Anytime that happens, it doesn't matter. You're getting got on that
I think that the difficult thing is, the kids have been through a lot, with their mom leaving years ago and all the extras. And, Vinny talked about how the relationship was intense. And so I think that the kids have been through a lot. You've been through a divorce and I've been through a divorce. And both of our situations previously had some extra elements to it that make them particularly, horrific. Mm-hmm. I guess you could say. So there's so many reasons why we could feel bad for ourselves. But when you have 8 people living in the same place who've all been through a lot of things, if everybody's walking around feeling sorry for themselves, you will literally make everybody's lives miserable. Like, all of us have to say, okay, you know what, we've been through hard things, but you know what, we got each other now. And, life is not what it was. Things are different. And
that is a really, really, hey. It's not ideal. This is what we have.
Yeah, but it's not like I said. We're not still living in the same traumas that we were all in before. Yeah. Like, we all have each other, and we're trying to progress forward as as a family and stuff like that. So it's like,
I don't want to say like we've moved on, but it's we've moved forward though.
Forward.
We definitely have moved forward.
Right.
You know, move on to me means like you're leaving people behind or something like that. Or like it's like, I'm
Well,
done with you.
I did move on from some people. Lots of people, actually.
Really?
There's a whole group of people, honey, that was completely against me, and now they're all left behind.
Yeah. I don't know that all of them were completely against you, but the vocal ones were, and the other ones were afraid, which makes no real practical difference, right?
Exactly.
But I think, like, the fear of taking accountability for people's actions is at the root of a lot of the blame game. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, when somebody does something wrong, you should blame them.
Right.
But the vast majority of the conflicts that we're having in our marriages and other things has to do with the blame game. And the blame game comes around with a lack of communication and all bunch of other crazy shit. Mm-hmm. Like, there's not a lot of things that make a relationship work, but there's a lot of things that will kill a relationship. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so difficult.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'll pull the lyrics back up.
What?
Dying once seemed so heroic to me, giving this body for a people in need. Now I realize there's nothing to see but dirt and decay. Honest to goodness. So I literally hit this point. So I used to always feel like that. Like, you know, I was going to go in the mission field and I was going to, you know, it was this big dramatic thing in my head. And now I'm angry because I have a cold shower. You know what I mean? Like but I got to that point where I felt so low. I felt so depressed. And it was so dark to me that there was nothing to see but dirt and decay. I was feeling very much like that. Interestingly enough, it was when I don't even know how to word it. Like, I said to my friend that I was talking to that I abandoned faith.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. It's hard to say that because when God has you, you're not going anywhere. Like, He's got you, and it doesn't matter like how angry you are or how hard things get or how much you feel like, you know, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, He's there and He's got you because He's stronger than all of it. And so in that sense, in the sense of God, He had me. But in the sense of me being turned toward Him and having Him too, I didn't. I was completely gone away from it. And it was the darkest point of my life. And I would never want to return to it. Although I do find that it had a lot of value to it because I can see, okay, if certain patterns continue, that's where they lead. Mm-hmm. And it's made me a much wiser woman and a kinder woman in some senses because I have more empathy toward people that are going through different things.
You're much kinder woman. You're a much kinder woman. And you're a much more useful Christian.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree with that. There's a lot of things that I just didn't. I don't know, but it was an interesting time because even though it was super dark and super hard, like, you guys were there for me. I mean, obviously, Vinny, we're together and we go through it all, but at the same time, like, it was you and I were always like spiritual counterparts, I guess you could say. And so when I felt so dark, it was hard, like, because I wanted like that connection with the two of us the way it was, and just wasn't there. And, you know, I'm like, you know, journeying my way back to it now. But I had the channel and the people on the channel, and I felt like even if I came out and said, I've decided I'm a witch. You know what I mean? Like, and whatever that means, like, and if I was like completely all into it, I feel like that, you know, I would still be loved and accepted by the crew. And
of course you would.
And that was super meaningful to me to be like in this space, I was able to be angry. I was able to all that stuff. Like, I've been all those things on this channel. I've been angry. I've been petty. I've been happy. I've been sad. Like, all of my emotions have been on this channel. And it's the only space that I've ever felt like, I guess, like, I don't know, like, really, like I could be kind of more myself. Except for when I was streaming alone the other night at the beginning. I was like, there's too many thumbs down. But aside from that, so I really appreciate you guys.
You're convinced they were down thumbing you.
Oh, I am. I'm like, oh my gosh, Vinny, this is not good. Like, the channel doesn't want just me on here.
They were not down thumbing because of you.
I needed more questions. People needed to ask me questions. Anyway, so
Sori's already a witch. Depends on who you ask, bitch.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's true. But okay, so I liked the parts when he was saying like, "Don't let this take me, split me wide open, rip me from the stars." But life can do that. It can do that. Like if you don't have a good support system, or you don't have whether that be like friends or spiritual support or all of that stuff, like those things, like life can really like feel like it's splitting you wide open. But all of life, the one thing that I've been considering about everything is that all of life is a lesson to be learned, and there's something to gain from it, and something, losses come, devastations come, joys come, sorrows come. Like all of emotions are felt within the canvas of our lives, and every stroke is worth so much, even when it's super painful. Like I look back and I think that we can make meaning a lot of out of situations that can sometimes feel so dark and meaningless. But as of late, I've been able to use my experiences with other women. You know, been talking to a couple different women in, you know, horrible circumstances and situations, and rape and abuse, and like, because I had been through different things, I was able to share it with these women and talk to them and help them. And I, you know, whether they take my advice or not, I don't know, but they, you know, in their discussion with me, they're saying, well, yeah, this has already happened, or this is how bad it's gotten, or whatever. And so like, I know now because I walked certain trails, I know where they lead. And so you can say, okay, this is where this is headed, you know, because human nature is the same almost everywhere. So it's like, you can see things. And for me, like, being able to help someone else in a situation the same or worse or less than mine is the most meaningful thing to me ever. And if my pain was going to bring that forward, then I say my pain has been worth it.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages of our
channel too.
Channel and religion.
Yes. Yep.
Is that there's a guarantee as a Christian, you know, that you're, and I understand you're saying, yeah, that's assuming it's true. I get it. What I'm saying is, even the idea that you can believe none of your pain is going to be wasted.
Yeah. Yep.
None of your tears are going to be wasted. Everything is going to be, you know, it's like you say about the Native Americans, like they use the entire animal, right? Like everything in your life is going to be, you know, used to bring about this, the world we're all trying to create, and we don't even know what type of world, the ideal, what we're trying to create is just God's kingdom. And so you get this really cool kind of template that says all your suffering has purpose, value, and meaning, and that your job is just to figure out what it is. There's no question that that's the truth. Now it's, let's find the specific. And then once people get there, man, they handle suffering. I mean, it's not, you know, a one-to-one thing, but they handle suffering a lot better. You know, I remember I was in a really hard time when I was in Houston. I remember a particular situation was really, really hard with homegirl. And I was just like so hurt. I opened my Bible randomly, obviously went to Isaiah 53, and it said, out of the anguish of his soul he shall see and be satisfied. And the Lord just said to me, like, what's true for the head is true for the body. Like, when this is all over, you're going to turn around and say what you said. Like, this was worth it. I'd say I wouldn't change a thing. And I would genuinely mean I wouldn't change a thing. Like, when this is all over and we see the ramifications and what God has done with our numerous or various sufferings. I mean, even like just being able to get a friend like Dan who knows what I'm talking about. Like if I have like a bad memory or something and I just shoot it to him, like he knows, you know, whereas everybody else, like there's always this like weird progression, like no disrespect, but there's always this like weird progression of like, you can tell they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? They can tell you understand what you're going through, and it's like they're trying, but they just, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, I really, really, really like the song. Plus, there's a there's a big group hug happening in the chat. So there you go. Shout out to the big homie Ryan. Glad to see you here, man. Glad to see you. I've watched a few of her videos. I'll dig that one up when we tap out here tonight.
So what do you give this song?
It is both traumatic and cathartic to embrace that everything we have experienced, especially the things that cause extreme happiness and extreme pain, made us who we are. Mm-hmm. Yes, but I'm going to push it a little bit farther. There's a line in the Bible from Paul, and Paul is this like super evangelist, whatever. He was a real deal, never took a salary, that type of guy, and he just got the shit kicked out of him every day. And he's in this prison. He's writing a letter to one of the guys he's mentoring, and he says, "I bear all things for the sake of the elect." I think that's a really important concept. Yes, it made me who I am, but I also suffer for Dan.
Yeah.
I suffered for Dan, so that when we intersected,
oh, absolutely,
we could find each other, and
absolutely.
He suffered for me.
Yep.
So that when I was in that situation. Saying looking up to God and saying, I'm by myself, nobody can relate to this specific thing. And I'm telling you, the shit that me and this dude went through was fucking unique. You know, people always say, oh, yeah. You've seen him when you see it all. No. Like, the shit that Dan, if you, there hasn't been a time when Dan has really, like, broke shit down to me that I haven't, like, gone off and cried after the conversation.
Oh.
Just because I know how it feels and I know how lonely it is. And I know, like, especially you have kids. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know it's an impossible situation to win it. So it's like, I'm glad now that I got, that's he's like, honestly, he's reason number like 45,000 that I wouldn't change anything that happened. Mm-hmm. Your reason 1 through 49,599. You gotta save some room for the babies. But subhanallah, that's I would have done all that times 58. I'd have lost I anything. So being here in this situation with you, like being with you and the kids, we get this family, like it's crazy. Like I just came up in a broken home, broken family. Like, I'm realizing more and more every day, and it's because of you, really it's because of you. Like, you really, really taught me, like, this shit right here, our family unit. Like, you really, really taught me that shit. Like, I had it down in the sense of, in the way that I knew how. Right? Like, the way that I knew how, it's like, anybody fucks with you, I'll kill them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? But like now, it's so different, and you changed so many things in such a short period of time.
It's crazy because we've both taught each other so much about family. Like you said, you grew up in a broken family. I grew up in a family that wasn't broken but was broken.
Yeah.
My family was very together, but there was a lot of hidden brokenness, and so I was acclimated to that level of family, but I desired and craved for something more. And when I became a part of this family, the chaos of the truthfulness and everything was hard. But now I wouldn't change it for anything. And I'm like so glad that our family is our family. Like I really feel like we're the luckiest people on the planet. No offense to anybody else in their families, but
I know
what we have. And
I know.
Like I just showed you that picture when I went downstairs, and Dorian's dead tired. He's sleeping on the chair. He's all covered up, and all the other 3 kids are sitting on the bed, and they're having like, when they have like their kind of serious talks.
Oh yeah.
They were kind of talking, and it was just, I just loved seeing that. Like those moments, I don't know, just super, super special.
They are, and it's hard as a parent to see your kids hurt. That was kind of like the hardest thing for me about the whole situation. Seeing your kids hurt, but at the same time, man, they're the most fucking incredible kids on the planet, bro.
I know.
Like,
and we know that their situations formed them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're as deep as they are because, you know, Zoe is creating all this art right now because we have the is it a PFT?
Yeah, the NFTs. Yeah.
NFTs.
Yeah.
And she's creating all kinds of art, and anytime she sends me a piece of art, I'm always looking for the grace in it because you did that Bible lesson on grace and how, like, it is the goodness that is in all of us, and it's given to us by God. We don't deserve it, but he gives it to us. And so she'll, you know, she might draw a picture of a sad girl, but the sad girl is wearing a cross. Mm-hmm. And then there'll be light coming in from the window or something, you know, like, so you're seeing that she's working through her own teenage emotions, but that she has this glow of grace in it, and that God's light is even in her art, you know what I mean? So it's just it's an amazing thing, you know?
Yeah, it is. But yeah, we
who knows what God has in store, Jay?
Yeah, who knows? I came from a broken which now I'm able to be thankful for. The fractures are where some of my strongest strengths came from. That may sound weird.
No, it doesn't sound weird at all.
Well, like, Sadie's a perfect example. Like, Sadie got on here a couple days ago and bravely fucking... It was an all-time moment on the show.
Was. It really was.
It was an all-time moment on the show. And
honestly, I got like a new respect for your little tiny picture. Because we see your little picture all the time, and I'm like, you know, you don't like know people. You got kind of like conversations that go back and forth. But after you did that talk, I was like, it was empowering because there's not like a lot of times that women get to speak about things that are going on with them in such a powerful way. And I just really appreciated that.
Yeah, again, that's one of those suffering all things for the sake of the elect. Because I guarantee you, because of what she said, some dude is going to be like, you know what, I probably shouldn't. Or some girl's going to be like, you know what, I probably shouldn't.
Oh, absolutely.
And if that's one fucking person, then the entire channel, and everything if God said, I'm going to set this entire thing up for that one girl in Nebraska somewhere, bro, that's fucking worth it, bro. But she had to get up there. She had to get up there and say that shit.
Yep.
You know, but it couldn't have come from external compulsion. Mm-hmm. You know, and she's very, like, you could tell when she talks that she's very thoughtful.
Yes.
And she doesn't waste shit.
Yep.
And the timing is also very, like, you know?
I agree with that,
and so
100%.
It's like, it's a crazy thing where she's, you know, we would say she's in tune to the Holy Spirit, right? And she's being guided by the Holy Spirit to say stuff. Mm-hmm. That's a nomenclature we use. And again, you know, if she would have got on there and said, yeah, my life is all rainbows and cupcakes and all this shit, ain't life grand, we'd all be like, yeah. But,
right,
I mean,
right. Good for you, but...
Yeah, exactly. I mean...
You can't relate here.
Yeah.
This is a metal channel.
A bunch of metal songs about... She came out and But you know the thing about her is, like, one more thing. I know Sadie's probably uncomfortable people talking about her, but she didn't let it beat her. Because the way that those people beat you, or those spirits, or whatever you want to... The way they beat you is by turning you into this bitter, angry, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And, I mean... You know, I talk about pacifism as like theology, but Sadie is like a social media pacifist.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Sadie, can you send an email? Because I want to exchange phone numbers with you.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to chat more.
For sure. All right. Now, this is my brother, the big homie Dan. The sexy beast. Now, let me see. Dan, say something. Can't hear a freaking word. Okay, so I know what the problem is.
Oh yeah, unmute that.
It wasn't muted. That shit is all the way up to like 200.
What?
Yes. That's
Why is there no green line coming up? Oh, because he wasn't even talking.
Yeah. Dan, say something. Where did it go? You know what? I think, damn it, I had turned that setting off.
What setting?
When I was setting up. Dan, the jump on is, you know what? Actually, no. Dan, what you can do is call me.
But we wanted to see him.
Yeah, he's still there, and then he can call me, and it'll come through in the mic.
Oh, I don't think that's going to work good. Won't it, like, be off because it'll be faster here, it's slower there? And
I don't know. Hold on, let me see here. Is something muted? No, he's not muted.
You don't know how to get to that button that you pushed?
You can't once we're live. That's the problem.
Hey, what was that? Dan?
Did he say something?
No. I just heard like a little so I thought maybe it was gonna.
Yeah. My bad, Dad. The
Okay,
setting
then, yeah,
the setting
can
is
he call-
off,
can he
so
call,
the
though?
audio won't work.
I don't know,
But
like,
you can try to call.
like Messenger or something like that, so then it won't
He's called
charge
me
him an
before.
arm and
Is
a
that
leg.
working?
Oh. Yay! Yes!
What?
It's working.
Yeah,
You can
it
hear
was
him?
my end. I fixed it.
Oh, excellent!
You can hear him?
Yeah, plug your
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
in. You got it, babe?
Hey. Dumbuck. Oh, okay, good. Okay, Dan's here. Dan's here. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
excellent.
Yes. Okay. So go for it, Dan. What do you got, buddy? What do you got to add to this song, sir?
Okay, so like I said in the comments before, like when I heard this song, man, I was like, holy shit, this was like written about, felt like it was written about my life.
Yeah.
And Sori saying about the whole, you know, not seeing any sunshine and, you know, only seeing the death and decay. I felt like that was, you know, me in my, you know, protector and caretaker role. And it took me a very long time to only see that there was death and decay and to get the fuck out.
In that relationship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And those are your...
like the whole jihad, you know, aspect of the song felt like me taking everything on my shoulders from that. Like, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But me bearing everything, trying to hold in that rage that comes from that,
Yeah.
and not like exploding, and, you know, like, yeah. So that song hit me really hard, dude. When I heard it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can imagine, you know, because it's like I said, when you're in the situations that you and I are and you feel alone, and quite frankly, you're probably, numerically speaking, alone as far as like your immediate vicinity, because the shit that was happening was just so creative. That's what I say.
I
like,
know.
You know, Paul said, inventors of evil.
I know.
But I'm glad that you're still here, bro, and I'm glad I'm still here too, man. And I'm glad that we're around, and none of that shit's gonna get wasted, bro. Trust and believe. None of that shit's gonna get wasted for sure.
Yeah, nah.
What do you give the song?
Oh, it's a 10 for me, dude.
It's a 10 for me. It's a 10. What did you give the song?
You know, it's strange because I think because of the topic and where the song went, I think it's got to be a silent count for me.
Because it's too deep to even rate.
Yeah, it's just deep. It's very, very deep.
Yeah. For me, it's a 10.5. Just because to me, it's like almost like a song of like victory. Because I'm not out of the woods. You know, I'm not out of the fucking woods. But
Yeah.
Bro,
I am closer.
Every day, man.
Right, I am closer to out of the woods, and I'm a lot more confident now, especially considering our crew in our community. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy to hear you reach out for Sadie's number. Like, I'm just really, really glad for all you guys. So, yeah, I agree, Dan. 10. I put it at 10.5. Soraya gave it a silent count. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We did this for 3 hours. It was only 4 or 5 songs and it was 3 hours. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is. We ramble. What can you do?
Dude, what brought me onto you guys was the long form factor discussions in the first place. And most of the people that are here are OGs. That's what they're here for, man. Don't be sorry.
Gang. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. When we first started the channel, I was like, babe, you have got to shorten it down, man. This is going way too long. I was like, we have to be like 10 minutes, 15 at the most.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't do it. He just kept talking and talking, and then people seemed to like it. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. As long as the channel is growing. And
Oh,
Wait,
no.
all you slack motherfuckers in the chat that haven't hit the like button, hit the fucking like button.
That's right. Listen to Dan.
We're going to leave on that note, bitches. You too, Ryan. Hit the like button.
Everybody, please hit the like button.
All right, guys. We're out of here. Have a happy Halloween. Happy birthday to Kev. Happy birthday to Ian. God almighty. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You guys need to stop committing 15 penalties a game. Subhanallah. So I'm out of here, guys. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.